No intro again.
Hello, guys.
I knew it, bro. I knew
I
it.
just realized. You know what? For the sake of everything, I'm just gonna play the intro. Hold that, everybody that actually wanted us to
no need,
yeah,
bro.
yeah, you can hold that.
There are 6 people.
Yeah, listen, man. Enough of that. Listen, big up to everybody. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. We are back again with another episode of the Koora Pod. Back again, people. Obviously that is trademarked by Mr. Troops, but I'm using it. Hold that, Troops. But we are.
Does he know you exist?
Huh?
No.
He said, "Does he know you exist?"
Are you on drugs? Are you mentally You know what? Let's not even get there, bro. Because I already know.
Yeah.
But anyway,
he's sending.
I already know the answer. Isn't acting like I haven't spoken to Troops before, like as if I didn't speak to him in real life, as if we don't speak anyway. So please, yeah, chill out, brother. Please don't know why you going to make me start flexing my contacts in my phone of people that I have. Obviously, let's not get Souls started because Souls is going to start pulling mad contacts from his phone and start talking.
He knows Arteta, don't forget that.
Yeah, exactly. All of the people, the manager, everybody that he's met before. Do you know what I mean? Souls is a different level, bro. He's had conversations with Arteta personally, been invited to his house, and do you know what I mean? Let's not even get started on that.
He said he has soft hands and all that.
And then we're gonna get into Ashraf's contacts. Sami, don't talk about soft hands when you're in a pink. It's mental.
Hey, listen, we're not even gonna talk about Ash's contacts, bro. Let's not even go down that.
What? Wait. What the hell has been going on? Ash's what?
So he doesn't even listen to us, bro. He just goes into his own world.
I didn't hear shit. Wallah.
He goes into his own world.
Ash's what?
Your contacts.
What contacts do you have in your phone, bro? Tell us your
My contact.
Yeah. Your most famous contact, bro, on your phone.
Oh, like celebrities and stuff. Oh, so wait. So for you guys, celebrities is like Troops and stuff like that.
Okay. Let's stop. Hey, you're not dragging us.
Okay. You like gonna pull out, bro.
Yeah, the guy's gonna pull out Trump or Elon Musk here. Yeah,
bro, he doesn't know any
now.
Trump.
He knows the reseller. He knows the reseller at DHK who he buys his Arsenal tops from. That's all he knows.
What's DHK? What the hell is DHK? I don't even know what that is.
You know what it is anyway. That's fine. It's bookmarked in your computer. Play.
I don't know what that is.
DHK is nuts.
It's where DHK is where TK buys all his shirts from.
Oh my god! So
why
is TK just getting sent for? I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I don't even know what that is, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well,
yeah, me neither. I think it's a white people joke. I think it's white people joke.
No,
because you two are white, no?
Are we?
I mean, you're more white than Arabs, to be honest.
What are you saying? What are you saying? Our skin color's white? Or are you saying we are culturally white? What are you saying?
Mannerisms, culture, behavior.
Mannerisms. Yeah, says the guy with the whitest vocabulary in the world.
Anyway, big up to.
So I have better vocabulary. You admit it now.
Big up to. So anyway,
you dusty you.
Listen, big up to all the white people. Big up to all the black people.
Bro, Reece James just got dropped on his ass.
All the
Bro.
races in the
Did you
world,
guys
man.
see that?
Everybody.
Yeah, big up to all the white people, bro.
Yeah, nobody cares about Chelsea and what they're doing in the Club World Cup.
Bro, Reece James, was it Reece James?
Well,
No,
we
it's
don't
not
really
Reece.
care.
Colwell, sorry, Colwell.
Well, we don't really care, bro. Because if I start throwing stuff, do you know what I mean?
Bro,
Right
is
now,
Denzel a mod? Did you make Denzel a mod?
I don't know.
Bro,
there's too many people. I don't know. Let me see.
He's a member, not a mod.
Oh no, he's not.
Bro, how could he be a member and not a mod? Oh my god.
Okay, so can you relax? Can you relax?
Oh
They even
my
asking me to
God.
make Jenny a mod. I don't know what's going on. But
Denzel, bro. I'm sorry, man. I'm so sorry, Denzel.
No. He's a fraud. He supports the Golden State Warriors, bro. He's a fraud.
So what? Let him. It's okay.
Well, he's a fraud. Denzel, you fraud.
He is a fraud. He is a fraud. But one of the good ones, though. One of the good ones. But anyway, we are here for our daily, our weekly get together to speak about all things football. We're going to be starting off with Arsenal this week because there's a lot to discuss. There is a lot to discuss, people. But let me just quickly add these two moderators, just so everybody can get off my back and stop cussing me out in the chat. Do you know what I mean? And starting freaking God knows what, man, in the chat, bro. People are starting freaking campaigns and movements, bro, in the chat just to get Jenny to be a mod. Man said hashtag make Jenny mod, bro. What's this, bro? Bro, they're starting movements in the chat, bro. It's mad, but big up. Anyway, we're here to discuss Arsenal. Yeah, FK, if you think I am discussing the Madueke news, you must think I'm on drugs. You must think I'm skunked, actually. Let me use my own terminology. You must think I'm skunked. There's no way on God's green I'm ever discussing a Madueke to Arsenal news. Like, I will never discuss Garnacho to Arsenal. Are you crazy?
Yeah,
like,
we don't. If you want like a 10-second snapshot, we don't rate him. We don't want him. We don't believe we're not gonna get him. That's it.
You dog shit.
Bro, I'd rather buy Bakayoko than him, bro.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. Listen, him and Garnacho.
Why don't you give us that guy that plays for Chelsea, the one who looks like Saka? What's his name?
Tariq George.
Cold baller.
Listen,
cold.
If him or Garnacho join my club in any way, shape, or form, I'm gonna do unthinkable things. So let's just leave it at that, innit? But anyway, we're gonna be speaking about Zubimendi. Deal done, like it's been
signed.
Yeah, before Madrid came out, and people were getting gassed because they thought Madrid were gonna come in and steal him from right under.
Oh, he idolizes Alonso.
Yeah, they were doing. He was doing interviews, and this man was doing biopics before he'd even ended his career, bro, about how him and Alonso were like a father and son relationship, and he looked at him as a mentor and all this. Like, brother, pack it in, man. You're at Arsenal now, mate. Shut your mouth and understand that you're here, mate. Yeah, you're here. We're going to be speaking about Zubimendi. We're going to be speaking about Miles Lewis-Skelly and his new deal, making him one of the highest paid youngsters.
He deserves it.
Yeah, 100% deserves.
How much?
We're going to be.
How much is he on?
I don't know how much it is, but I'll have a look at it when we get to it.
Okay, I know. Okay, can I say one thing about that? I know he deserves it, but we need to relax with giving out big contracts to everybody.
Yeah, exactly. I hope it's not big. It could be 50k, 60k max.
Yeah, of
yes,
course.
exactly,
Massive,
exactly.
It's gonna be massive, bro. But also, we're going to be speaking about Partey. Is Partey leaving? Is Partey staying? Where is he going? Do you know what I mean? What is happening? Speaking about the striker situation, there's not really much to say on the striker situation. I'll be real. I see everybody's gassed about Vert. We're not going to discuss Verts because it's been done for time. Verts has been done for time, and people have just been like tiptoeing around.
We discussed it already as well.
Oh, it's not this, it's not that. So we're not going to discuss that. We're going to be speaking about Kerkez. Done deal. done deal. That is done, and he will be a Liverpool player. We're going to be speaking about Mark Guehi, and obviously the clubs that are in for him. I think Newcastle in for him. We're in for him. Liverpool in for him, and another club is in for him. I forgot who. We're also going to be speaking about Hato as well. That's something on the Arsenal section that we need to speak about, because Hato, apparently we're in concrete negotiations as we always are in all of these negotiations, bro. They're always concrete with us, and then somehow it goes quiet, and then everybody just forgets. But I am joined by my brothers. That was a long intro. I am joined by my brothers. T at the top, because he deserves to be at the top. Fraud just uploaded yesterday on his new channel. Guys, can we give him a W, but also an L for taking this long to upload? Because, you know what I mean, lazy motherfucker. Like, you could have just uploaded constantly throughout this whole thing, but he waited until yesterday. He said, you know, I'm doing my new stream. I saw him, by the way. Ultimate confidence. I love that. Do you know what I mean? Man wasn't even shook at the cameras because he's been around it for however long. He's been with us. We're dogs out here, bro. Do you know what I mean? So if he can handle this, and if he can handle Ahwa when there's been a loss, and you know maybe something happened to me, do you know what I mean? Then he can handle everything.
You throw him under the bus, you mean?
Surely
I'm
that's
trying to get over the allegations, bro. They're on to me, bro. They're dogs out there, bro. They're on to me.
Let me correct you. When you flee the country, you know what I'm saying? Then,
bro,
to go,
I listen. Sometimes it happens, man. Sometimes it happens. But I am also joined by the gracious Sami in the building, my brother from Saudi, and Maghribi, of course, as well. We're also joined by Ash, who's watching a game in the background and just reacting to it and doing all the... Like, do you know what I mean? He's trying to do his best.
Watching a game as if people don't know what game it is.
Yeah, man.
Chelsea almost. Flamingo almost scored, man.
There you are. Obviously joined by Ash and Souls. All of a sudden, oh, he's back. There we go. We're joined by Souls. You already know Souls. He's a ultimate fraud. I've put him and Ash together right here, bro, because I know there's going to be arguments. He's on mute.
I'll introduce myself. It's Souls, the guy no one likes, the most hated. Not here to be like fuck everyone. Everyone's pussios. Chat to me. What? Everyone's scared, and certain man are scared to invite me onto their channels. Do you know what I mean? A lot of madness going on. But anyway, you know us. We're here. And I don't know what's happening with. And obviously, Sad's like painting a picture that Arsenal are this like, oh, we're in such a good position, and Skelly signed, and Zubimendi signed. We're in a disaster. We're in the mud. Arsenal are in the mud.
Did Flamengo score?
Yeah, they did.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Name me. Yeah, I'm saying like we're in a.
He's gonna say, "Name me the goal scorer."
No. What do you mean? He knows the goal scorer. He's just watching him play. What do you mean? That'd be a dumb question. I'm saying Arsenal are in the mud, so let's not try and paint this picture like Arsenal in a great position. We've just signed Zubimendi. Chill out, okay? Because
nobody made it out. No. But now this is where you start your bullshit already, bro. From the jump, because this guy says, "Let me introduce myself," and he spouts bullshit. Where did myself? Sorry.
I don't think.
Where did I sit there and make it ultimately? I don't know. You guys tell me. Did I make that sound?
I think it was the energy you brought, because
the tone.
But my tone was very sarcastic when I was saying a lot of the stuff. Apart from the MLS deal, the MLS deal is what is the only thing that I actually said with conviction. Oh, it's very, very good, because I actually think that's a very, very good thing to do to sign MLS on a long-term contract. In my personal opinion, I don't know about you guys, bro. I think Mazu Skelly is one of the top youngsters in the Premier League at the moment, and it's good that we signed him to a new deal, given that Real Madrid are looking at him, bro.
Bro, Jorginho's celebrating like crazy, bro. Like, he doesn't give a fuck about Chelsea, bro. Well, did you see him?
Good,
Jorginho, bro. He's celebrating like crazy, bro.
Good.
The farewell he gave Arsenal, I think it's bigger than the farewell he ever gave Chelsea.
But anyway, listen, lads. Let's talk about. Let's start off with Zubimendi, bro, because I think we need to talk about we need to talk about the where he's going to play, and I think that we need to talk about Zubimendi, but we also need to talk about Thomas Partey, because I think those two go in hand, because you got Zubimendi who's coming in as the 6 or to replace Thomas Partey as the 6, but now you got Partey who looks like he's going to leave.
Disaster. I'll tell you what it is. I'll start. Signing Zubimendi is nice, well done. Only took us about 6 months to finally sign him.
2 years.
But 2 years, but we signed him. Congratulations, Arteta and Berta and whoever was involved in this process. But then you've cancelled the Zubimendi signing out by basically letting Thomas Partey go. So I'm really struggling to understand where the upgrade is and where the upgrade in the squad is. So essentially, the transfer window started 2 weeks ago, or however long it was open for, and so far we've let go of more players than we've that we've brought in. You're going to let go of Thomas Partey, who was probably our best midfielder last season on form. He's going to cost at least 70 million to replace. We know on average it takes us about 6 months to even sign a player based on our track history. And we've signed Zubimendi. So Zubimendi's a top player. Nothing against him. I think he's going to be a great addition to the team. He could be our starting 6. I've watched him in enough big games against big teams, against big opponents to know that he's comfortable in his position. And I don't think he's going to take... I don't think he's a player for the future. I think he's a player now. I think he's a player that can play now and win now. And I think he's shown that in the Euros and shown that in other competitions. But then how do we... Why are you celebrating, Ashraf?
2-1 Flamengo.
Flamengo just scored again.
1-0 down. They've scored again. Sorry, go ahead.
Shout out Flamengo. But yeah, no, look, I think it's I'm more kind of upset than happy, because I was so happy about Zubimendi, and then you realize Thomas Partey is going, and you just can't replace Thomas Partey. You really can't. And I wouldn't mind Thomas Partey leaving if I trusted Arsenal to replace him, but I don't. And our track history of replacing players has been shocking.
Yeah.
And you're gonna replace one of your best players, your best midfielders, and then it's gonna cost you a bunch of money. And people are saying, look, I understand the point of he's on 200, he wants a pay rise at 32, and he's got a bunch of injury history and everything else. But in the now, and I keep repeating this, in the now, we need to win now. There's no time for the future. You need players like Thomas Partey in your team.
You know one thing about that argument, Souls, and I hate when people say that, because why are people acting like, oh, he wants a pay rise? Sure, but is he asking for 5 years? No, he's gonna get a 1+1 at most. You know what I'm saying? So give him that 1 year of that big contract, bro. Who cares? Wallah, who cares?
I agree.
I don't understand why people make such a fuss about him wanting a raise. How dare he want a raise from us? You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, this guy is literally one of our best players that we have, and one of the biggest reasons why this Arteta system works in the first place is he is literally the spine of that system for the last 3 years. And yes, he was injured last year, but the year before that he was very important. And this season that we've had, he was also very important. And I just don't understand why people are just, you know what I'm saying, acting like this guy is replaceable just like that. You know what I'm saying? Because we lose now 2 midfielders and we gain 1. And then what? You know what I'm saying? Just like last year when we lost ESR, when we lost Fabio Vieira, and they said, oh, you know what? Vanjeri is the backup for Ødegaard. Meanwhile, he never played at the number 10. He only played right wing when Saka got injured. So it's one of those situations where the club is literally doing the same shit that they did last year as well. They are selling more than they are bringing in. And I feel that it's very stupid to let Partey go, because at this moment in time, he is top 3, top 4, maybe top 5 in our starting 11. He's that important to this team. Go ahead, Sami.
Guys, before Sami comes in, I just want to say this quickly. Nicholas Jackson came in for Liam Delap, and 2 minutes after he comes in, he gets a red card.
No way.
A straight red. A straight red, bro. My god, this guy is an idiot.
I might open the game now just to
I'm watching it now, bro. I'm watching it. I need to watch.
Yeah, but
Sami,
I am
free.
like,
it's free.
bro. I am crazy.
Where?
Wait, where is it free?
On
What?
DAZN, DAZN.
Yeah.
It's free on
The
DAZN.
zone is the zone.
That's a dozen.
Doesn't.
Is it the zone? Bro,
Yes.
I call
And
it
this
DAZN.
guy, talked to us that he can speak English better than all of us. Fraud.
Wait, you fool.
Shut
Is
up,
it an
man.
English word?
Shut
Is it
up,
an English
man.
word?
Shut
How do you
up.
pronounce... Wait, 1 second. How do you pronounce ADIDAS?
What?
Only sad answer. How do you pronounce ADIDAS?
Yeah, listen, we're not gonna
This-
get
yes.
Adidas,
How do-
Adidas,
How do you
Adidas.
pronounce
no,
it?
because we want
It's Adidas.
It's
You
Yeah,
dumbass.
Adidas.
Adidas.
Yes, Adidas. Yeah, yeah,
Adidas. It's Adidas, but what's your point?
My point is, DAZN or the zone is not an English word. It's DAZN. How is that an English word? The same way how
Wait,
Adidas
what
is not an English
What
word.
is the zone? Where is the zone? The company.
Yeah, but
What-
they
what
call it
kind
the
of-
zone.
Wait,
actually,
go ahead,
to be fair.
Sammy.
They do
Go
call it
ahead,
the
Sammy.
zone.
Anyways,
Sorry. Go ahead,
anyways,
Sammy.
Call it
she
the
was-
zone or dozen or whatever the hell it is. The point is, on dozen, you know what? Well, just for the sake of it, I'm gonna keep calling it dozen. It's free on dozen, guys. By the way, I think it's
Alright.
global. I don't think
By
it's.
the way, this guy is such a fraudulent piece of shit because it is the zone. The owners. It's a British company. It is a British
I
company.
didn't disagree. You
And the
dumbass, I didn't
owners-
disagree. I understand it is the zone, but I'm
You
saying
dumbass.
me mispronouncing it has nothing to do with my English because it's not an English word. You dumbass. But
It
Adidas,
doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't
same
matter.
way,
I've seen you
same
say.
way, the
So
same
hold
way
on a
how
minute.
Adidas
Hold on a minute.
is not an English word.
Hold on a
So you
minute. Hold on a minute.
mispronouncing it
Hold
does
on a
not speak of your English. Because you're calling it Adidas does not mean your English
Listen,
is bad. It just
listen.
means
By the way, it's not
Your
free, bro. They're
corners are
telling me
looking
to
to
make
the-
an account.
Your corners are looking.
No,
to put up
no.
mate.
T.
How about that?
It's free. You just have to watch the ad for like 30 seconds, and that's it. The
No, but
paid version is not.
It sends me to a to make a plan, basically. Oh, well, what kind of monthly plan do you want?
I think there's an option to skip it at the bottom. That's what I did. I skipped it, and I've been watching all games for free so far
Okay,
because you can research on it. They show it for free.
You know what it is?
But if you
Netherlands are a pain in the ass with these stuff, bro. They block a lot of stuff.
How do I get on?
are they? Oh, I didn't know that.
How do I
didn't
get
know
onto
that. Okay,
it?
fair.
Do I go to their
You have to
website?
go to. Yes, you have to go to their website, log in, or create an account if you don't have. It's free.
I think it works.
And then
I think
once
it
you-
works.
Yeah, once you log in, do not pay. Just go for the ad version. They play an ad for like 30 seconds or 40 seconds. I can't remember. After that, they stream the game with no ads.
All right, listen. Let's let
Zubi-dooby-doo.
Sammy was gonna talk, bro, and then we just started.
Sorry,
talking.
Sammy. Sorry.
No,
Sorry.
it's
I was
alright.
just giving them tips on how to go to DAZN.
Doesn't.
I might do it as well. So I agree with Souls here when he said we're moving. Also, that cancels out with Partey, but to the point where T is saying pay him up the amount that he wants and no need to reduce the amount. I think the Arsenal board are keeping the hierarchy of the salaries and the cap of it to a certain level, that because they want to bring certain players that are 200 plus K this season. I know they lay off a little bit of players like Thomas Partey, for example. Sterling is gone, Jorginho's gone, so they are allowing space to maybe other players to join with high salaries. I hope that's the case. And in terms of depth, if we are going to sign Hato, then I think Skelly has a shot to occupy that midfield in the 8th role or in the 6th role. So there's a lot of factors here to consider, but ultimately losing Partey, in my opinion, is a big loss. I consider him the best player in the last season, so there's nothing really that can replace Thomas Partey. But at the end of the day, you will have to phase out from Partey and rely on somebody else. Will Zubimendi be the guy who actually make us forget Thomas Partey, and we can rely on Declan Rice and Odegaard, and maybe sometimes Mikel Merino in the midfield, or even Skelly at that position, where we can sign also Hato to cover the left flank. So for me, there's a lot of things that happen. I cannot at this point judge of the market until we go to the end and see what we're going to sign in terms of strikers and wingers. And I would say, okay, I understand now the decision you guys made to lay off Thomas Partey and allowing, for example, Rodrigo to come in, or allowing somebody of that ilk to come in with a high salary. Then I would understand the decision of Arsenal. So that's it for me.
Let me tell you something.
Look, I go ahead. Yeah,
Lewis
sorry.
Kelly will not play in the midfield to save this
But
day.
but he did
Twen-
last
twen-
last season, right? At the end, he kind of tried him
The
there.
20th or the 20th of June. Remember this: Arteta will not start Lewis Kelly in the midfield. It will not happen.
No, I think
Because-
he's gonna start him in the left back. I agree. I'm saying he might utilize him in the midfield if
No, but it's
the
not.
chance.
I understand what you're saying, but a lot of people are saying this, and they are saying, "Oh, we can use Kelly in the midfield now that Partey's left, and we have Zubimendi, and oh, we're gonna bring in Hato, so now we have the room to play Skelly in the midfield."
I think it's a financial decision.
I guys to understand that it took 3 years for Arteta to even consider Zinchenko in the midfield for 15 minutes. So if you guys think that this guy is going to start this guy, Lewis Kelly in the midfield next season, it's not going to happen. That is not going to happen.
As a starter, yes, I agree. Yeah,
You might start him in smaller games or cup
yeah
games.
that's. Mhm.
No, but
But we
I-
shouldn't.
okay,
we
listen.
shouldn't need. We're not. I think when we speak about Mazur Skelly playing in the midfield, we're not talking about like the main starter in that midfield.
Yes.
Yeah, but the
absolutely, yes.
problem is we need that kind of player to replace Partey, because let's not
Yeah,
forget, guys,
Zubimendi.
Zubimendi is not a Partey replacement.
He's not. He's not. But he's a different archetype. He will give us. He will still give us line breaking.
No. It's one guy when two guys
physics-
left. It's one guy
Sorry?
when two guys left. You know what I'm saying? That's my issue. It's about numbers. It's not about Zubimendi himself.
No, but they've
About the
already
fact that
said.
we sent away Jorginho, bought in Zubimendi for Jorginho, and now we sending away Partey. And we cannot say that Zubimendi is the Partey replacement, because he's not. He is the Jorginho replacement.
No, but party. So the party replacement, and by words of the journalist, is Zubimendi. And then Party drops down to the Jorginho replacement. Party is the Jorginho replacement. He is going to become the Jorginho. Yes, that's what his role is going to be in the team, bro.
No, it's not.
The only reason why we're seeing all of this shit about all of this shit about the negotiations gone, because they don't want to give him the pay rise. Because the reason why they don't want to give him a pay rise is because he's got, which I can see some sense to it, why they wouldn't give him a pay rise, because he's gonna want, this is the last quote unquote big contract of his career if he stays at Arsenal. Yeah.
No, it's not.
So he's got it is.
No, it is.
He can,
but
he can go to Saudi and earn more, bro.
no, but TK, no, hold on. No,
But I'm
but
talking
TK,
at the top level.
no,
at the top-
even then, even if that's correct, why are we now trying to become accountant? No, but why are we now trying to become accountants on who deserves what when we've got 5+ players on money they shouldn't be earning on long-term contracts?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, but that's the thing. We've done that before, but they're not trying to make that mistake.
Oh, now so they don't want to make the mistake with our best player last season, but they want to make it with unknown players who don't have the experience. To be getting
Gabriel
there.
Jesus, 265k.
Yeah,
But they don't want to. They don't want to
Partey
be.
is important, just like Salah. Salah, even though Salah's 30, he's over 30 years old, because of his performance last season, they were skeptical about giving him the money. But ultimately, they gave him the money because they realized that one, that they're not going to get any revenue from him because he's not going to sell for nothing, right? Partey's going to leave on a free. We're not going to make zero.
I don't think anybody in the panel wants Partey out.
No, I know, bro, but I'm not angry at the panel. I'm angry at the situation. I'm saying
Yeah,
that we're
it
not
is-
going to make it. We're not going to make any money from Partey, Sammy. We're not,
I
if, we were
No,
selling,
we're not.
if we were selling him for like 60, 70 million, you could say, cool, sell him, go and replace him. But we're not selling him for nothing. He leaves on a free. Our best midfielder last season will leave Arsenal on a free.
Yeah.
Forget
And-
who you signed.
And
Yeah,
that was my whole argument. That was my whole
I
argument about
think,
Partey yesterday. Because if you give him the 1+1, you can give him that 1 year to help Zubimendi gel with his team, to get used to the league, get used to the system, used to the manager. Yeah. And then if you want to sell, for example, if Saudi wants Partey, you give him that +1. So then you can sell him to Saudi for maybe 30 million. So
What
now
if he
you at least made money. You know what I'm saying?
What if he doesn't want the 1+1? What if he wants a 3-year?
At
Or a
least you tried.
4-year?
At least you tried. But you cannot say no straight away, bro.
No, but okay. So that's what they have. They haven't said no straight away though.
They did, because if he said I want to pay rise, they said no.
They've been negotiating. There would have been no negotiations if they said no.
If he wants a longer contract, I understand that. I understand. Like,
No, but that's the thing. We don't truly know what's going on behind the scenes. What we do know is what the journalists are telling us. The journalists have told us.
What I heard was we gave him the exact same amount, which is 200. That's what we offered. He wants the pay rise, and we said no. We still want to give you 200. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's what happened.
What was the duration? A year?
But
that I do not know. You know what I'm saying? I heard that Partey wants a longer contract, and we want to give him a shorter contract, like a 1-year contract, maybe a 2-year contract. But if we give him a pay rise, at least say to him, you know what? Fine, we'll give you the pay rise, but we're not going to sign you for 3-4 years. We're going to sign you for 1+1. Then at least he got what he wanted, but in a shorter period. You know what I'm saying? So that should have been the play, in my opinion, and not saying
guys,
no
and
still giving him 200, bro. That's just stupid.
And here's the thing. Look,
I think
if you don't want to,
no, actually, can I just say one thing?
yeah, sure.
I know everybody's. Listen, I want Partey to stay. I do, but I think people have amnesia, bro. They forget things very, very quickly. Because Partey is not the most agile and the most reliable player injury-wise. He may have a season. He may have a season here and there where he's able to stay fit for the majority of the season, like this season or like that one season where he stayed fit for the whole season. Okay. But majority of the time, bro, he's falling like he's made of biscuits.
So sad.
You're just assuming. But you're just assuming this.
It's not assuming. This is based off. This is based off facts.
The most recent example that we have of Partey is that he can stay fit the whole season.
I know. So what happened? What happened when he stayed fit for a whole season, and then the next season it was fucked for the whole season?
Okay, but who says it's going to happen again? Who says that's going to happen again?
TK, I've heard this argument. TK, I've heard this argument before. But TK, don't challenge that point he's making, because even though that has truth to it, that doesn't excuse the overall point, which is that it doesn't, because it doesn't excuse it, because let's just say
it's a very bad example.
Yeah, it's a bad example, because let's just say he's had a lot of seasons where he's been injured. Cool, we can only base off his last season where he's been our best player. If he was injured the whole of last season and had a good season before that, I wouldn't be as upset about him going. I can only base a player off his last season.
Then I would agree as well. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So ultimately, even if he has been injured for a lot of his time playing for Arsenal, the question becomes: do I trust the club to replace him? No. If you're not going to replace him, don't sell him.
That's a good question. I don't think they can replace him either. That's where my issue is. I don't care if they want to get rid of. Well, actually, I do want Thomas Partey to stay, but if they're able to replace him, then I don't care. Get rid of Partey. I really couldn't give a shit. As long as you can replace him. If you can go and replace him and bring us a quality defender who can do the similar job to him, yes. I don't think they can do that.
And you want to know? And you want to know what the unfortunate thing is? Sorry, Ashraf. One last thing. And you want to know what the unfortunate thing is with how the market's going now, and teams inflating prices of players, teams inflating transfer fees. Unless a player's got a release clause, you're not going to replace Thomas Partey for 40-50 million unless you have a player with a release clause. It's just that simple.
Yeah,
teams are going to charge so much money.
Look, I agree. For starters, I think this point of we forget is just absolute BS, because in the last 3 seasons he's missed one of them. He missed a big chunk of one of them, and the other 2 he was available for majority of the Premier League season. He played 35 games this last season, and the 22-23 season he played 33 games in the Premier League. So that's absolute BS in my opinion. I think given where we are and given what we're trying to do, it's ridiculous for us to be losing anyone in that midfield right now, from Partey, Rice, Odegaard. I wouldn't have had an issue with losing Moreno, even though I think Moreno as a squad player can give us some things that are quite decent. But even Moreno, I don't want to lose at this point, because we are trying to win the damn league. We need to be strengthening, not replacing. Zubimendi coming in, I was saying this, and I'm not changing my mind. Oh my God, Flamingo just made it 3-1. I was saying, they just got me on my track.
I just seen it as well. Me and Ash in the exact same times as well, bro.
Yeah, bro. So look, the reality is we are trying to strengthen and get stronger. Zubimendi coming in, I said this like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, that I think if Odegaard goes back to his best next season, I know some people are skeptical, but if he goes back to his best, I think we have the best midfield overall in the league in terms of the starting team and the squad, the depth that we have that can come in. Just one player alone leaving in Partey, I think that puts us down 3-4 positions. Not because he is that good, to be honest. He's really good, but also because now there's so many question marks. What if Zubimendi doesn't gel in quickly? We don't have anyone to keep playing. What if there's an injury? We're screwed. We have to play like Moreno. What if Zubimendi gets injured? Moreno, Rice, and Odegaard. What if we need to change the structure in a certain game? We have no option. Like, it's just insane. And for us, this guy is not just someone who's been our best midfielder last season. He's also someone who's been at the club for a few years now. So he knows the clubs, he knows the ethos, he knows everything about the club, that, and he knows the footballing style, like both the attacking style and the defensive style. He's so damn good that we even used him as a freaking right back. I think it's ridiculous that we're letting him go. I understand what you guys are saying if we can get a replacement, but
don't go that far.
There isn't any replacement available right now that would come in place of Partey and give us that same level of quality.
Correct.
Unless we break the bank. That's the reality. When I say break the bank, I don't mean
which we're not going to do.
Exactly. If you're saying go sell Partey and get someone for 20-30 million, so money wise it makes sense. Okay, I agree. But who's that 20-30 million that's gonna come in? I know I'm not a scout, and I know there are players that are really good and stuff, but I don't want us to risk it. I don't want us to risk it now. Go get a player from the league or the Eredivisie or the Portuguese league or whatever. Liga Portugal or whatever it is, and say, okay, maybe this guy will work out. Are we going to go get someone like Baleba? You tell me right now, we'll get Baleba and Zubimendi. I'm happy. Let Partey go. It's fine. But we're not going to do that. It's cheaper for you in the next 2 years to actually give Partey what he wants instead of you going and spending 50-60 million plus whatever wages you have to pay to go get a replacement. Correct. And he clearly still has the legs to go 2 more seasons, in my opinion, at least. I think it's ridiculous. And the last thing...
Yeah, go on.
Sorry, the last point I'll make, I think it's, in my opinion, look, I understand that you guys have seen Lewis Kelly. He does look like an exciting midfielder. The way he plays, I don't think it works for a central midfielder. I think he works good for a DM where he can tackle, win the ball back and stuff. But I genuinely think it's a mistake in the long run to move Skelly from left back. I think if you keep him as left back, he can become a generational left back there. Or not a generational, maybe, sorry, that's a bit too much, but he can become a world-class left back in a few years. If we keep doing the switch DM, left back, I think sometimes it kind of confuses the player. It changes your role. Yeah. I would rather get a specialist, in my opinion.
Yeah, and also obviously, look, Skelly he's in the Golden Boy top 5. I'm assuming based on the reports, and he's been one of the best youngsters in the world this year. Yeah. And his name is ringing, so being able to keep him is good. But again, don't fix what isn't broken. That's the thing. He's playing well in his position. He's growing in his position. Leave him there. People saying, "Oh, it's all right, Partey leaving. We're gonna play Skelly there." It's not an upgrade. I'm sorry. I love Skelly. Skelly in midfield is not an upgrade on Thomas Partey. I told you.
It's a downgrade.
I would argue Zubimendi is not an upgrade on Partey.
No, but exactly.
I agree.
I agree. Exactly. And what I'm saying to you, that's why the only thing that makes sense is if you cannot monetarily replace Thomas Partey, which we've shown that we cannot. We have to spend big bucks on him. And we haven't even got our 2 biggest money targets. Our 2 biggest money targets this window, is a striker and a left winger. That's going to cost us a lot of money either way. We're seeing now, we're priced out of Sesko. He's offering 90 million euros. Guys, if we can't even get a striker that we've needed for 3, 4, 5 years and pay the big bucks for them, what chance do we have of getting that striker at left winger and breaking the rank on a midfielder? It's not going to happen. So Partey is the cheapest option for Arsenal. So if they let Partey go, for me, genuinely, it's either Arteta's arrogance, his arrogance, and him saying, "Oh, actually, I may have a different plan. Welcome to Arteta plan number 55. I have another strategy now. We're going to have this new player who's going to come and play midfield. We're going to play Moreno in the flipping 8 or something. And we're going to play Skelly in a 6. We're going to do some bullshit. Stop trying to experiment too much. Players play in the positions where they're good at. Partey is proven, seasoned, experienced in what he does. He's been one of our best players. How can you get rid of him without planning for a replacement? Jorginho's gone, Partey's gone. We've signed Zubimendi, who's not guaranteed to even be where they need to be. Denzel, chat to me. But you know what I mean? Like
It's very, it's very.
I
It's
mean, I
very
mean, I mean,
weird.
you're right, Souls. I have nothing to say apart from then outside of agreeing with you because literally, bro, I don't think people understand how important Partey is to make Arteta's system work in the first place. Okay, because when Arteta's system works, it actually works pretty well. You know what I'm saying? And one of the vocal points at that moment when that system works really well is Thomas Partey. One of the vocal points, top three at least. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. If someone was gonna show Zubimendi the ropes on how to play in this midfield, and I know Zubimendi is not a youngster, he is a professional footballer that knows how to play football, sure. You know what I'm saying? But as a player like Wirtz, because I said this yesterday as well, if I asked Wirtz right now, if I asked Liverpool fans right now, do you expect Wirtz to get 30 GA next season? They're gonna say no because he still needs to get used to the system, needs to get used to the league, needs to get used to the manager. You know what I'm saying? And the same goes for Zubimendi at the end of the day. And if you have someone like Partey, who has been literally one of the main vocal points on why the system worked in the first place, who better than him to teach Zubimendi? You know what I'm saying? That's my whole point. That's why I would just give him the raise and say, you know what, bro? I need you for at least one more year. Here is your pay rise. Help me this year. And khalas, what you do after that, it doesn't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? It's that simple. It should have been like that, bro. Because Partey is actually that important to us. I don't think people understand that, bro.
Yeah.
Well, and that's why I'm pissed off. Because we are losing one of our best players, in my opinion. This feels just as bad for me. Maybe this is gonna sound wild to you guys, but Partey for me is like someone like losing Gabriel or losing David Raya, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
It's literally that important to us, bro.
He's definitely an important player, and I think
Don't worry, we have Lukunga.
I think
Oh God,
Yeah,
forbid.
we
God forbid.
re-signed him though. We re-signed him
hey,
though.
let's not even speak about that because that is embarrassing. But I do agree. I do agree with what T says there because and with a lot of what you guys have said, to be honest, because I feel like with the Arsenal fan base, and you do get a large percentage of it that will only look at everything that Arsenal does, and they'll just look at it in a positive fashion rather than questioning things or putting questions out there like, why are we doing this? Why are we getting rid of Partey? Whether or you'll just have, do you know what I mean? The people that are constantly shitting on everything the club does, and they're just like, oh, why are the players why? Do you know what I mean? But you can never have a happy medium apart from like a very small minority base of the fan base, which we can have balanced conversations. But for me, personally, I agree with a lot of what you guys have said. I do think Partey is a very important part, if not one of the most important parts of our system, one of the most important cogs in our team, and is detrimental to the way that we play. Now, I don't trust the board. I don't trust anybody within the negotiations team to get this replacement. Obviously, with Andrea Berta, I'm not making my mind up on the guy until the end of the summer because that's what I've said. I'm just not gonna. I'm not gonna give a positive or a negative. I'm gonna critique what he's doing along the way, but I'm not gonna give my overall thoughts on him until the end of the summer because I said this is your time. This is where you prove whether you're worth the money that we're paying you or not. Yeah.
And shout out Timmy Lou as well. Shout out Timmy Lou.
Huh?
I said shout out Timmy Lou as well.
Yeah, bun that guy, bro. His hairline stinks. Anyway, speaking about other deals, obviously MLS coming in and getting a new deal. Joao Hato is another name
Is he?
on the Arsenal.
Is he?
I
I'll be
50
honest with you,
M's,
I didn't know. I didn't. I'll be honest with you, I didn't hear that news, Sad. Let me guess. Are we feeling like that we like it? Are we advancing, or what is it? Just another link, like the other 100 or link?
Feeling it's crazy, bro.
Because I'm waiting for you and Ashraf to sit there and discuss your ITKs that you won, that you each rate and don't rate, and who's announced this and who's announced that.
He's a very good. He's a very good player, to be honest.
The hand of Mertesacker.
Yeah, hand of someone and madness.
The hand of
I don't
Kelly.
believe. By the way, I hope you're not criticizing me for that because I don't believe any of these IDKs. I think they're all
No,
fake.
but-
They all do it for views. They all do it just to because they take advantage. They will say something that some reporter said. They will throw a lot of shit on the wall, and if one of them sticks, it makes them look like damn they know someone inside.
Yeah,
It's
no,
BS.
but Ash, you
They're
can't
just
say,
doing it
but
for
Ash,
fame.
but Ash, you can't generalize and say all of them don't know their stuff, right? Because
All of them,
Then what-
unless you're a journalist who shows their face and has their actual name and does it for a living, not called Hand of Arsenal, then you don't have credible sources. You're going based on maybe a friend you know who works as a janitor at the club, and they come and tell you, "Hey, I heard them."
what
talking
about
this."
what about that guy who is reliable? What's his name? Sad. I think you quoted
Team
him.
news and
Sami,
tweets.
Sami Mokbel. He didn't show his
Team-
face initially.
Oh, yeah.
Sami Mokbel, what? He saw his face. Go check his
No,
Twitter.
initially,
He's a
he didn't-
reliable
initially
journalist.
He didn't. No, but initially he didn't show his face.
But he came
Initially-
in press conferences. He came in interviews. Go check his
When?
interviews from years ago. Go check. Just type Sami Mokbel from a few years ago.
Uh,
He's a
by-
journalist.
by
He's
the-
not a
by the
random
way-
person.
By the way, FYI,
Not
Madueke
like
is getting-
Eduardo Hagen and all that.
Madueke
crap.
is getting pocketed by this left back from Flamengo, bro. Like actually.
To be honest, he did have a nice dribble though. But yeah, outside that, he's done nothing.
Yeah, I think ultimately, yeah, I'm similar to Ash. I don't buy into the news too much. I'll be honest with you. Like, until papers signed, until contracts are signed, and until there's concrete links and advances, I don't pay into it. But why I'm so upset here is that it just seems like all the time at Arsenal. And Arsenal used to have two big problems. One was our recruitment, and two was our defense. It was always shit, both of those things for years. Arteta's come in, and everyone gives Arteta credit for transforming our defense, and he has. For the last 3 years, we've had one of the best defenses in Europe. That's hard to achieve. He's gone and done that. But our recruitment is still the same. We're so slow with signing players. We're so slow with spending money. We always overthink transfers. We always drag out transfers. We never get things done as quick as we need to. And the worst part of our recruitment strategy isn't even that. The worst part of it, our players have no value once they sign for Arsenal. Our resale value is crap. We can't sell anybody. Do you guys know how much Kwanzaa's rumored to be selling for?
Around
Kwanzaa.
40 or
around
40 or
yeah.
50 million.
40 euro.
You know what's funny? That's still like 5 million more than our record signing, which was
Yeah.
Oxlade-Chamberlain to Liverpool.
Yeah, and we're sitting here and we can't even get, like, honestly, we can't even get 30 million for young 20 to
But
23
it's because of the contract, Souls. We give too many people above 100k, bro. That's literally the case. We maybe have like 2, maybe 3 players under 100k. The rest is all above 100k, bro. And the craziest part is compare our wage bill to the randoms. And I'm not talking about Salah and Van Dijk because they earn their money, they earn their bread. You know what I'm saying? But if you look at the randoms at their team, like Luis Diaz, for example, that guy till this day is still on 70,000 pounds a week, bro. You know what I'm saying? And we give Reece Nelson 100k. We give Eddie Nketiah 100k. Martinelli is on 180k. Jesus
Kai
is on
Havertz on
260.
280.
Yes, Jesus is on 265k. Do you
That's a
really think
disaster.
people are jumping to buy these players and give him these contracts, bro?
It's a disaster.
Bro,
It's
honestly,
genuinely-
no matter
genuinely
what
disaster.
happens, come this January, we need to get rid of Jesus. The moment he heals and he plays 2 games, ship him off in Jan. In my opinion, if you want to make money, let's say Tim Lewis and the club say, look, we want to sign Rodrigo, we want to sign Kerkez, we want to give them the salaries they want, but we don't have the budget. Get rid of Kai Havertz. I'm not even joking. Sell him for 60, 70 million. You get rid of the wages. You get a
never
much better player anyways.
We'll
And go
never
get
get
some young
Wait,
striker to
wait,
get
wait.
back.
Who are you selling for 60, 70 million?
Havertz.
Some
Never
dumb
will.
clubs will buy him. I promise you, some dumb
Fabio
club will buy him
Vieira,
for 60 million.
Fabio Vieira.
Fabio
I
Vieira's
mean,
on
if you said that,
51,000 a week.
If
bro.
he said that made sense, bro. Fabio Vieira going for 60, 70 it makes sense.
Fabio
What?
Vieira going for 60,
But
70. Are
you-
you
but-
dumb?
but-
Are you
What's
kidding
wrong
me?
with you? What is wrong with you?
You know
So-
Are you
so-
kidding?
So hold on. You see these brain dead bozos, yeah? The thing went way over their head because they clearly don't.
By the way, I'll say another thing that you guys might not like.
I sit there and
Sell
say that
Martinelli.
I had.
Sell Martinelli.
He makes jokes about the fact that I used to have stocks.
Oh, I said the
used
same,
to have
Ashraf, don't
stocks
worry.
on it, but it was a joke. brother.
Wait,
It's
hold
Bro,
on.
absurd.
Trossard.
No, hold on. Who's not gonna like
Trossard
that?
is-
Sell Martinelli.
Tro-
Sell Martinelli.
Sell Martinelli
Havertz,
for
sell
50,
Jesus,
60 million.
Sell them
Yeah.
all.
Sell Martinelli for 50, 60 million. His wages, I'm just looking at it now, is 180,000 pounds. Trossard is on
180.
half that. Leave Trossard as backup. Go get Rodrigo as the main guy.
Yeah,
I've said
And the
this,
funny
I've
thing
said
is,
this.
Trossard is one of those players who is below 100k. By the way, one of the 3 or 4 players that are below
Yeah,
100k.
Not only
Yeah.
that, not only
Yes.
that. I've been consistent since the start of the season. Yeah, Jesus, Martinelli, Trossard, and Havertz are all crap to me. They're all not good enough to be starting players to win us a Premier League.
Yeah.
All four
Sell
of them.
Ben White.
Whether you sell one of them or four of
Okay,
them,
Ashraf, relax.
sell them. You know what I mean?
Not
You
them.
sell.
No.
You sell. No,
Not
I wouldn't sell Ben White. I definitely sell
I would sell Calafiori before I would sell Ben White.
No. I say we leave our defense because the issue that we've had over the years that we haven't got backups for our defenders. And for me, it's
Yeah. And to be honest, we're getting rid of Zinchenko anyways, and that itself will
Yeah.
free up some
Maybe
wages.
sell Tommy
He's on,
Yasu.
like-
Sell Tommy Yasu when
We
Tommy
cannot.
Yeah.
I wish, but we
Oh,
cannot.
and by the way,
He's injured.
Tomiyasu is also on like 120, 110 around there.
He's on. I'm looking at it. He's on 100,000 pounds. But
Yeah.
again, guys, we cannot sell Tomiyasu because he's injured.
Hold on. I want to say one thing. Yeah, giving 100k to Tommy Yasu has to be one of the worst bits of business done by any
Yeah.
top club in the Premier
Yeah.
League.
Disgusting.
Man.
No,
City,
and you
But-
know when it was
but
given, it was
that's
given when
how-
they gave him the contract extension.
But that's how Edu
It's been
convinced
done
these
for 2
players.
weeks.
You know what I'm saying? Because Edu himself is not
Right,
Berta.
that's the
Edu is
headline.
a fraud. He doesn't know how to do his job. You know what I'm saying? So what does he do? He overpays these players.
And
to
not
get
only that,
them.
TK. Look at Chelsea's wage bill. Everyone go online and look at Chelsea's salaries they pay for
Yeah.
their players. People always
Cole
complain about
Palmer,
that.
Cole
Let me
Palmer
land,
is on
let me
Martinelli
land.
money.
But Chelsea,
yeah,
you have to look at the duration of the
I
contract,
know
which
the
is 7
duration. I
years.
get it. I get it. But the duration gives them resale value, Sami. So it's smart to give them a long duration because they have resale
But
value.
it's also risky. You'll be
No,
stuck.
It's
You'll
not
be
risky
stuck with
because
this
the wage
player.
is
you know,
low.
if
No,
he's
it's
shit.
not risky, Sammy, because the wage is low. If your wage bill is low and your contract 10 years high, your resale value becomes very good for that player. So people always complain about Chelsea doing bad business. Chelsea have signed a lot of players, okay, and a lot of them haven't worked. But
No,
they've
no.
got
Chelsea,
resale value
Chelsea
to them.
took a huge risk. So,
You know what I mean?
with these
But
kind of
Arsenal-
contracts.
Look, Man City signed Kosanov, or however you pronounce his name, the upcoming centre back. In my
Yeah.
opinion, a very good centre back.
Kusanov.
They're paying him 50k a week. 50k a week that they're paying him.
Yeah,
And
because
we're
he's coming
paying
from
him-
nowhere with I don't know what was his salary
But it
before.
doesn't- no,
So
but bro,
for him,
Tommy
50k
Yasu on
is
100. Tommy Yasu on 100k is bad business.
it is.
It is.
Yeah, Nobody's disputing that fact.
Yeah, and our wage bill is bad business.
What
Arsenal
about
really
Reece
struggled in this
Nelson?
department.
What about Reece Nelson?
Yeah.
Nelson.
Reece Nelson is on 100k
Yeah.
a week, guys.
And it's like Arteta.
Oh
and the
my
biggest problem I have with Arteta and Arsenal is that we haven't, over the years, the one consistent thing we haven't improved, not even one bit, is our transfer policy, our contracts, and our resale value.
Yeah,
Those
and
things
that's
have all been
because
shit
of
for
the
years.
hairline merchant. Okay, when
You know-
when he goes to the army and when he needs to greet the sergeant, he greets him like this. Okay,
Yeah, and
because
Jeremy
his hairline
Kwanzaa-
is here.
Jeremy-
You know what I'm
Jeremy-
saying?
Kwanzaa
It's that
going-
simple, bro.
Yeah,
That
Kwanzaa-
guy is holding us back. Him and Tim Lewis. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but
Those
you know,
two
even
frauds,
further,
bro.
TK.
Nah,
TK,
Tim
even
Lewis is
further,
the hairline merchant,
Look
bro.
at Kwanzaa.
Oh,
Look
no.
at Kwanzaa, right?
And Richard Garlic
Rick
and Tim Lewis. My
Garlic.
bad.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
look
Garlic
at Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa.
Big up garlic
Kwan-
sauce, man.
Look, Kwanzaa's going for 40 million, allegedly, right? Right. Us at Arsenal, we can't even. You know what our last signing was that we sold for good money that I was a little bit happy about? Alex Iwobi. Iwobi was the
Iwobi.
last. Iwobi was the
no,
last. player-
Balogun also went for decent
Yeah,
money.
and Balogun. Iwobi and Balogun, and those were not a penny more than 30-40 million. When was the you know Man United signed Lukaku and then sold him for the same exact amount of money?
Yeah.
After United fans hounded him out. Yes, he had good goal scoring numbers in the league, but I'm seeing teams are able to resell players. Cole Palmer was basically
Bro.
nobody for Chelsea, for Man City. He played games here and there and still went for
You know,
decent
Souls.
money.
You know, Souls. I totally agree with you, and I told Sad this at the beginning of the summer when I told him we are not moving towards any target. He's like, "Why are you freaking out, Sammy? In the first couple of fucking days in June." This is why, Sad. This is why, because
Yeah.
Nah,
Souls
but-
right.
but
I've been watching Arsenal for a very long time to see.
Guys, it's still the
to-
beginning of June.
Yeah, it's the beginning. Look, I've lived
Yeah,
this
but-
year in and year out to tell you. Listen,
And
this
what
never
did we
changed.
tell them, Sami? do not act like we do not know our club, because we know how these frauds move, bro. We know how they move.
And not,
But
and
you
not
know, the
only
only
that,
look,
wasn't
I'll
the
tell
main
you.
front
I can
line,
tell you.
bro.
I can tell you. I can count the number of times that I was really, really impressed with Arsenal board. I'll tell you a couple of times. I was impressed when they signed Sanchez. I was impressed when they signed Ozil, and I was impressed when they signed Declan Rice. And that's
Abba,
it.
Abba.
Not even
even
Alba, man.
Ozil, even
Not
Ozil,
Alba.
it was deadline day. Even
Yeah,
Ozil
but
was
deadline day. It was
Bro,
deadline day,
Abba,
but still, you know.
bro, Sami, I don't think you understand. That Abba announcement hit like none
Yeah, I
other.
remember. I remember it
You know what
hit,
I'm
but I
saying?
didn't.
No,
I
but
don't
it's
rate
not
the player
even.
that high. That's
Hey,
why.
Pierre, you want to come out here? Hey, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, stop, man.
Further
Stop,
to that,
man.
even
Stop.
further to that, my biggest concern. Saad keeps saying, "Oh, that was in the main window," and I get the point, but
It wasn't. It wasn't. I think you.
And sorry, guys, and they always you know, so they always gas us up. Hey,
No,
listen,
it's not.
this summer's gonna be a big summer.
Sammy, let me land. Sammy, let me land.
that's
Hold
not
on.
even
No,
what I'm
no, Sad.
No, I can't even.
Hold on. My problem isn't the
yeah,
fact
man.
that we haven't signed players yet. I haven't got an issue with Arsenal not signing players yet.
No,
My
I have a
biggest
massive issue. What do you
No,
mean?
my biggest issue is I would rather you not sign nobody, and then when you're ready to sign someone, put the money in and sign him, than drag out signings for 6, 7, 8 weeks. That's what I don't like. Because you leave Arsenal fans constantly chatting about the same bollocks every single week. Sesko. Don Hussam has probably had about 10 videos or 15 videos on his channel in the last 2 weeks just chatting about Sesko. Sesko to Arsenal, what do you guys think? Sesko to Arsenal, what do you guys think? Bro, at this point, sign anyone. Sign Abdurrahman up front. Sign Hamdallah up front, right? Honestly, bro, at this point, who cares? Because Arsenal just aren't doing anything. And
Agreed.
My main argument to Arsenal fans that say it's still early in the window is we're not basing our transfer policy based on how long it's window. We're basing the transfer window on the other players who have currently been signed. Other clubs are doing business very quick. Liverpool, people say, "Oh, Liverpool aren't in the Club World Cup." Liverpool are not in the Club World Cup. They've already made 3 signings, basically, and they're not even in the Club World Cup yet. They've already spent nearly 180 million, 200 million, and it's been 2 weeks.
More.
And the only player we've signed so far is a player that we were linked with 6 months ago. That we apparently
we signed 6 months ago.
6 months ago,
Yeah.
So, bro.
Because remember when they said, "Oh, we want to thank Jason Ato and Edu for making this happen," you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
Allah, F that, bro.
I keep saying.
So can I speak now, bro?
You base how good you are. You base how good you are in your window based on the clubs around you, not based on where we are in the window. If other clubs around you who you're competing with are doing business faster, it doesn't matter where we are in the window. It could be the first day, Sad, or the last day.
Yes, that's perfectly fine. So let me just explain where I'm coming from. Yeah, when I tell you guys to calm down, it's because firstly, this whole window that's there is for clubs to come in and do their bits. Liverpool 100% did bits. I agree with you guys. We should be moving a bit quicker, but I'm not gonna sit here and just start screaming my ass off. Yeah, and screaming my mouth off and go, why are we not signing, blah, 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 blah. For us to come out, the actual transfer window opens, and what happens? Okay, we sign one player, then we sign the second player,
bring
and
up,
then we
bring up
sign
the
the
super
third
chat.
player,
Bring up the super
and
chat.
then hold on, because I'll let you guys speak.
Yeah, it's part of what you're talking about. Just bring up the super chat because I think it nails they hit the nail there.
I was gonna actually read that after, but I'll read it now.
No, it's about what you're saying, and continue talking about what you're saying, and read it and answer that.
I'm sad.
I know, but he violated me while agreeing with me. He violated me while agreeing with me. There's no sense.
Hold that.
And Don Hossam saying that I'm death, taxes, and souls always being wrong. Go dust you dusty you. You dusty you. How about that, Hossam?
Yeah, big up, man.
Yeah, I mean, where are you? Where are you? I ain't heard from you in a while. I'm seeing that you're a bit distant.
There you are.
He's
Salam
too busy
to
these days.
Abdul TK and Sami. The pace. He didn't even say hello to Ash or nothing. Ash.
Habibi, he literally called me Abu Shush. Are you dumb?
So he just didn't say hello to
Souls.
To Souls.
Because he doesn't give a shit about souls. Exactly.
Hold that, Souls. The pace we are working at ain't filling me with much confidence. Why are Paul so quick at sealing deals and not Berta? But listen, I in my personal opinion, and what was that? Are you talking about why are Liverpool? Is that
because I don't think you understand where we are
big
coming
up JJ
from.
Ash for the super chat.
Yeah, big up
Big
JJ
up.
Ash. But I don't think you understand where we are coming from. It's not about the business as a whole. It's more about intent of the board and what are
Yes.
we thriving for and how much do we want this? You know what I'm saying? How does the league champions go out and address literally every position that they had problems with in one window, khalas, just like that? You know what I'm saying?
We've been chasing this Premier League for 3
But-
years now.
Yes,
but
because
here's
they are not supposed to be here.
my issue.
They're literally not supposed to be here, bro.
Okay, but that's fine. That's fine.
Sad. Before you finish, can I just say one thing before I go back to eating? I'll just say one
There
thing
you
to
are.
back up Sad. Hooks actually made this point in forgot which channel. And I'm gonna ask you
I
guys
know
this.
exactly what he's gonna say, and it's exactly what I'm about to say. But go ahead.
Oh, if you're gonna say it, then say it, yalla.
Actually, no, I'm not sure. Go ahead. What I think he's gonna say is whether we. What I want to say is whether we get the deals done now.
Mm.
My main issue is getting them done before preseason. That's my main issue. I want to get my deals done before preseason. But regardless,
Right.
whether we get them done or not, is I don't care whether they're quick. I don't care whether we're, oh my god, as soon as the transfer window opens, bang, there's another player in. Bang, there's another player in. Bang, there's another. Brother, this is all petty shit. It's petty shit. I'll be real. Like, yes, Liverpool went and got their deals done early, but if we get our main targets, do you give a shit if they come in now or if they come in 2 weeks or 3 weeks or,
Yes,
or
I
4
do give a
weeks?
shit. Because
Like,
there's
do you
lots-
care?
Hold on.
There's less
So-
chance
so,
of us getting them in 3 and 4 weeks. There's less
yes,
chance of us getting them.
exactly. Thank you.
No,
So
but
there's
if
a
you've
slimmer
got- if you've
chance.
got the
There's a
deals
slimmer
set
chance the
out-
club will accept because they're not
What-
going to be able to replace them. Sad. I mean, the longer you stay in the summer without signing a player and you wait until the end, the slimmer the chance for you to convince the club to release that player because they will not have the chance
But
to replace them.
Sami and Souls, you guys are arguing something else. I don't think Saad ever said wait till the
No,
end.
he's saying
But we're saying-
why you should make a difference now or after 2-3 weeks. It does.
Yeah,
And
as
actually,
long as they're available
there's
for
a direct
preseason, I don't think it
correlation between the time.
But
of
the-
the,
but the
between
No,
preseason
there
window-
isn't. No, there isn't because
Yeah,
the window
there is,
closes
there
in
is, there is.
August. There isn't because the window
Preseason is
closes
the
in
Yes,
August.
because
If you
the other
get-
club, if you take a superstar from a club, their superstar or their main or their main player, they want to replace that player, right?
Sami, the guys we are linked with that we will all celebrate if we get.
Okay.
The clubs are already looking for replacements because they know
Thank
they're
you.
losing those
Thank
players.
you.
Like Sesko, like
Thank you,
Gyökeres, Rodrigo depends obviously on what happens, but Rodrigo they already have multiple replacements for them.
Is it-
Where
is it-
I'll
so
back
who's our-
Saad.
so- so
Once
who's our
again,
replacement
guys,
for
let me make
Partey
my
then?
point. Let me make
No, so who's our
let me make my
replacement
point.
for Partey then?
Let me make
Who
my
is
point.
it?
First of all, we don't know for sure if Partey is leaving. I hope he isn't. If he does leave, I think the club should be like it's an embarrassment on the club for that. But where I'll agree with Saad is, and I'm gonna quote Hooks' point here, so he doesn't think I stole it. Outside the dopamine hit, give me one logical reason why signing a player now, today, makes a difference versus signing them first week of July.
I'll tell you why. I'll answer the question. Because saying that players have planned their replacements already is not a quantifiable statement to make because there's no evidence of that. Okay. If we sign a player later,
There's also
down
no
the way-
evidence to what you guys
How
are
is-
saying.
Yes,
There is
it's-
literally
it's not- it's-
evidence.
no,
There is
there
literally
guys,
evidence.
There's no.
There
This
is
is-
evidence.
Common
Sad,
sense and
sad,
logic.
sad.
What is this
Sad,
stupidness?
sad,
There's
sad,
evidence.
Sad. Signing a player now means that you have proactively got your business done before anyone else has. Just because you identify a target, it doesn't mean you're the only team in for that target. I'll give you an
Yes.
example of that. If we sign,
You didn't
Nico
answer my question.
If we sign, I'll answer your question. If we sign Nico Williams last week, it's very different if we sign Nico Williams next month. Because last week, Nico Williams was available. Next month, he's already gone to Barcelona. So do you understand the correlation? Other teams are in for those players.
That's
Your business done early,
fine.
so you receive.
No.
Fine.
Only
That's
JJ
simple.
Ash actually addressed the point properly, and I'll tell you why I still disagree. JJ Ash said,
No.
Because
no,
it depends
address
of
my
any
point.
interest-
No, address
Yeah,
my-
yeah, wait.
address the Nico Williams
Because I asked,
example.
no. I asked the question, you guys didn't answer it.
Exactly.
I said, give me a logical reason. Now, JJ Ash says others could come in. The reason why your Nico Williams example doesn't make sense because even though we were interested, he made it very clear from last season he wants Barca and Barca only. So even if we went to him in May and said, "Here is 300k, come
But
join
the point,
us,"
but the point is,
he would have
the
told
point,
us no.
the point is the player.
Sammy,
The point is
hide.
the player could go somewhere
Guys,
else.
So do you
Don't let him
believe?
hide. Don't
Do
let him
you
hide.
believe? Okay, listen.
That-
Can I say one thing?
Sammy,
It's
don't
not.
let
It's
him
not like.
hide. No,
It's
no,
not like I.
TK,
It's
you
not
want
like I
him.
want Williams, but
No.
Ashraf. So you believe that
This is
if
silly
we
point he's
actually
making.
went, so
Yeah.
if we actually went for Williams at the beginning of this transfer window, paid the release
Yeah.
cost, and said, you know what, that contract that you want, Khalas, we'll pay it. Do you think he would say no and wait for Barca? I think he would say yes.
Yes, I think he would have
No, he's
100%
lying.
said
No, he
no.
would have said yes.
TK, don't
Wallahi,
let him hide.
I don't want to say
TK,
wallah,
don't let him hide. You know
but I
why? Because
guarantee you.
Barcelona were not always in for Nico Williams. Okay, they weren't always in
No.
for Nico Williams.
Just
What?
now they wanted him.
Now they want. No, now
Guys,
they,
they
were
bid
serious
for
about
him
signing
last year,
No,
and
I
he
know,
didn't
and so did
accept
we.
it
And so
because
did
he
we.
wanted certain. First of all, we didn't bid. There was actually no bid. You can go read the report. There's no proper bid from us.
Ornstein and Fabrizio came out and said Nico Williams is our top winger target and has been for a long
But
time.
we didn't bid.
Okay,
My
these
point
guys-
is, but
that's not the issue.
people
That's
actually
not the
have.
issue.
we were not his
People
priority
actually
though.
forget.
We weren't
Ashraf,
his priority.
very quickly.
Just to
People
let you know,
actually
Ashraf.
forget very
Hold on,
quickly.
no, Sad, hold on, bro, hold on. Because I feel like Ashraf sometimes is arguing a point for the sake of arguing. He's really sitting there trying to argue the fact that signing a player
No, I'm
later
not.
down the line, closer to the window ending, has no impact to signing them now.
Again,
There's a
why are
big
you
difference.
arguing something that we didn't say? I didn't say that. He didn't say that.
Ashraf.
Obviously, so no, one second, guys. I haven't spoken much. Please, if we sign someone in August, it's a disaster. I agree with you guys, 100%. I think
What
the
are you
players
saying?
should be available. I think the
For
players should be
pre-season.
available for preseason. 100%. I agree. What I'm saying is, you guys are over panicking on
We're not.
us not signing players in June when the players are starting training in a week or two.
No, we're not.
If we don't get someone, if we don't get the left winger and the striker, especially the striker, because assuming we are chasing Rodrigo, I don't know if I believe that, but let's assume we are chasing Rodrigo. He anyways cannot come until after the Club World Cup. If we are actually trying to sign a left winger and a striker, I think by the second week of July, if they're not here, that's a massive disaster. Then yes, let's start breaking shit and let's cry about it. But if we don't sign a player today, 21st of June, it actually makes no difference. You guys are saying the only point where JJ Ash said that, oh, it fends off interest from others. I hear that, but the players we are chasing, whether we like them or not, Sesko and Gyökeres, they want Arsenal. They've made it clear they prefer Arsenal. Gyökeres and his family have come and told Juventus and United, I want Arsenal. So I think the club is negotiating with these guys, saying these guys clearly want us. Let's try and get them at the price we want. If we don't get them by for me, I have a deadline. Come the first week of July, if you're still negotiating, haggling over some money here and there, yes, by all means, pay the damn money, get them.
So
Because you know what, we've tried.
2 weeks. You give them
We've
2
tried.
weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Because we've haggled, we've tried negotiating. It's not a bad thing to say bring the price down. That's something we should try to do. We couldn't do it. Okay, move on and pay whatever they need now and get the player in.
Yeah.
But to panic over us not signing someone 21st of June, I think is a bit over the top.
Okay.
What I do
and
panic
now,
about.
And now we go back to
Sorry,
what we said
TT, one my
earlier.
last point. Wallah,
Yeah,
TT,
exactly.
wallah, last point.
Don't
TT.
act like you
Last-
don't know your club, Ashraf. Don't act like you
No,
don't know
but
these guys.
this is
the
the
problem.
last point. This guys, this is the last point. Where
Okay,
I
clear
am worried, and I don't trust the club, is not the fact that they won't get players in. I know 100% they'll get a striker before the end of the season. My concern are the targets, not the timing. If you tell me we're getting Gyökeres and Rodrigo, freaking, you know what? Forget July. Get them end of July also. I don't care. My concern is I'd rather they get Gyökeres and Rodrigo end of July than get Sesko and Nico Williams now in June. You get what I mean? That's where I won't trust the
No,
club.
I agree. No,
That's
I
what I
agree
don't
with you
trust
there,
the
Ash.
club.
But Ash, the problem is that it's not about what you're saying. It's not about that. It's about I don't trust Arsenal historically to make the signings and buy the right targets within the manner that they're doing it.
Do you, hold on.
That's why-
Do you
that's
guys
why-
not
that's
see
why
the
I'm
problem
saying-
in that though?
Do
Do you guys not see the problem? No, but hold on. Do you not see the problem in that though, bro? No, but Souls, with all due respect,
With
I haven't spoken that much.
Problem in what?
I know you guys are saying.
you speak a lot of crap.
I know that. Yeah, shut your mouth, man. I know you're saying.
Just let you know, I love
I
Sad.
don't
Wallah,
trust.
I love Sad.
You're saying
Wallah, I love him.
I don't trust Arsenal historically. T's saying you should know your club. This
Yeah, we
and
do
that.
know our club.
But the reality of the situation is a new person has come in as the sporting director, a new person in Andrea Berta has come in. Like, brother, how can you guys paint him with the same brush, that you painted the other man with, and the other man before them with, and the other man? So you're saying that if a CEO comes into the fucks up the company, and then a new CEO comes in to try and change the company and fix it, you're saying that CEO's shit, and that CEO's this, and I know this company, I know this, I know how this company acts. Like, bro, it's not that, bro. There's a new guy who's coming, Andrea Berta. We don't know whether he's good or bad yet. We don't.
Exactly. Seeing
Because
is
he's
believing.
not done
No.
nothing yet.
We do know
He's
he
not
is
done
good.
nothing.
We do know he is good. We don't know how much this club is giving him power. That's what we don't know.
Exactly.
We do know.
Okay,
he's good.
but
that's true.
but the thing is, the power thing, we don't know. People are coming out from left and right saying there's
Saad,
fights,
we do know.
there's
We
infighting.
do know, bro. It
this
came
stuff.
out. Reports came out that Tim Lewis is the guy that is suppressing and giving lower amounts of money
said
for
this?
players, bro. Go on Google and Google it. Actually, go on Twitter it. Tim Lewis, you know the Watkins deal in January when we wanted Watkins, yeah, and said, you know what, Watkins could be a good stopgap until we go in the summer and buy an actual striker. He said 40 million khalas. That was Tim Lewis, bro. That was not Arteta. That was not Edu. That was
Guys,
Tim Lewis, bro.
I just need to go for 2 minutes. Before I go for 2 minutes, this is how you destroy hypocritical points. Ali says, Ashraf, you can't say that. It can change. Transfers are fluid. You're right, Ali.
Exactly.
Transfers could change. Wait.
agree
You're
with
right,
Ali.
Ali. One sec, Souls. Ali, you're right. We could go for Isak. You're absolutely right. Transfers are fluid. You might lose Isak. We actually might put in for
You
Isak.
don't even believe.
We've
You
been
don't even
chasing him.
believe. You don't believe that statement, Ash.
No.
That's
I
a
genuinely
point,
believe
Ashraf.
if Isak says I want to leave Newcastle, wallahi, I genuinely believe the club will try to get him. I genuinely believe that. So if you're trying to say that, Ali, it could change for us, it could change for you, it could change for everyone else. Don't just apply it on us, apply it on every other club.
Yeah. So even if
just
you
be
do apply,
consistent.
even if you do apply on everyone else, how does that argue?
I'll be
his
back.
point?
I'll be back.
How does that argue that his
It-
point
it-
is incorrect? I don't understand.
It does
It
because
doesn't.
I'm
It
saying
doesn't. It doesn't.
it does
It doesn't.
because he's saying transfers are fluid and we could
That's
lose our
correct.
targets, but we
That's
could
correct.
but we could get better targets if Isak becomes available. Now Isak becomes available to us
That's
as
the
well.
point. But when you identify your targets, you're meant to go out and get them. That's all.
Yes.
Look at Ali.
Ali.
Look at Ali. Look at Ali.
He didn't like
Chatting
He didn't
absolute
like it.
Ali.
See,
Ali. With all due
that's
respect,
hypocrites.
with all due respect, use your brain when you talk. Liverpool were never in for a striker. Liverpool do not have more groundwork done on Isak than Arsenal, because Arsenal have groundwork done on this guy from like the last 2-3 years, bro.
I have groundwork done.
Even before when he was at freaking thing, we have groundwork on him.
Yeah, and to be fair, I've seen.
Why you
sad
acting like
flaws.
we are just like in the back,
Yeah,
just not even.
and I've
Come on,
seen.
brother, what is this?
And trust me, I've seen Ashraf's flaws, and he needs groundwork done. Trust me.
You're actually rude, but yeah, listen, I personally don't.
Wallahi, I've never invited him to my place. Why would I do that?
That was scary.
Yeah, bro, come back to reply.
That looked like you just jumped out of nowhere. I just heard him in my head.
I can't.
Why for
I
that?
can't lie. I'm. Listen, for me, I couldn't find
but
this.
But Sad,
this
it
is
comes
Arsenal
to-
transfer
no, hold on.
This is
It
Arsenal
comes to the point. It
window,
comes to the point.
in the
It
transfer
comes to
window.
I just personally don't think.
On off.
Can you stop? Can you
Not
stop?
only
There's
off,
never,
it's
there's never
also
any
about.
there's never any
also-
accurate targets.
Wait, so hold on a second. It also matters what kind of club comes and chase your target, because if Liverpool comes to Isak and we did the groundwork, but Liverpool has a bigger pull than Arsenal at the moment, then why would you choose Arsenal? If assuming, of course, the financials are the same, the fees are the same, and the salary they will offer is the same. So
Because why did Caicedo pick Chelsea? Why did Lavia pick Chelsea?
If there's
Why
one
did
club I
Zubimendi
do not
pick
worry
Arsenal?
about pull, it's
yeah,
Liverpool.
but here's the thing. Chelsea. Chelsea for him was a better project for Caicedo. For whatever reason, he saw that to be a better project for him. But overall, not a lot of players would choose upcoming project rather than a winning team like Liverpool. I'm saying the majority. Some players, they would choose.
Can I tell you the reason? Can I tell you the
Alexis
honest
Sanchez
reason?
because
I'll tell
of
you, hold on. Ash, can I just
Liverpool
go?
was fit at
Can I
that
just
moment.
spit, bro? Please. Yeah,
Mm.
he laughed me walidin, bro. Please. Whenever I try to say something, everybody just starts shouting.
متكلم.
No, please.
Wallahi. I'll be so real with you.
Allah yarhamna
I'll be-
The report of Alexander Isak. They literally just said
Bro,
that
I'll be so real with you, yeah?
Newcastle will only start a negotiation in offering.
Bro,
up to
can I
150
speak?
million. Oh,
Can I speak? Thank you. I'll be so real with you. The way that you look at football, Sammy, the way that T looks at football, the way I look at football, the way that we look at football,
give my ball.
that's the winning team. That's the winning team. Footballers don't look at it like that. Footballers do not look at it like that's the team that's winning now. Oh, I have to go there. They don't look at it like that because when Isak is being
So why are
advised,
people joining City then?
when Isak is being advised,
Yeah,
no,
So
because
why are players joining City then?
I can't like, no.
Managers play a part. Managers play a part.
Yeah,
This plays
why?
a part.
Why does he
that
play a
plays
part?
a
Because he wins.
But no. It's not about the winning. It's about the manager.
Bro.
It depends on who you have in place. But with Liverpool and Arsenal, it's not only about the winning, bro. You have to look. You have to take into consideration Salah not being there, Van Dijk not being there.
I mean,
How
we
is that
don't
team-
win
how is
anyway,
that
so
team gonna
yeah,
be
I hear you.
In 2 years, how is that team gonna look when Salah is gone and Van Dijk is gone?
Why did Man United sign Cunha? So why did Man United sign Cunha?
No, hold on.
But that should show you that Cunha, who would have had more clubs onto him, yeah, Brian Mbeumo, who would have had more clubs onto him, clubs that win, yeah,
Nobody's
Exactly.
willing to pay
Well,
6
but
million.
he still goes to
Well,
Man
you just
United,
proved
who did
Saad's
poor.
point.
Yeah,
Like,
That was such a
come on.
dumb example. You just proved Sol's point.
No.
That's
But
literally
hold on,
Sol's point.
hold on. The
Sorry,
form,
it's literally
the
Sol's
team's
point.
form, the team's form matter actually.
I think people just hear. Oh, what if Liverpool step into this? Of course, he's gonna go to Liverpool. Liverpool are league champions, but it doesn't always work like that. When players look, they are advised by their agents. They're advised by the people around them who tell
Right.
them, look at it. They don't look at it from a who's winning now. They look at it from what can I achieve at this club in 5 years? What can I achieve? They look at everything that comes in. They look at how the team reacts, how the team acts in the transfer window. Now, at the moment, Liverpool are doing very good in the transfer window.
Guys,
but
Saad just said that players look like what they can achieve in the next 5 years when they sign a 3-year contract at the club.
a 5 year, they hold on a minute. Do players not sign 5-year contracts? So it's a 5-year stretch that you'd sign a contract, you idiot.
What was Marmoush?
Yeah, there are
you idiot.
What was Marmoush's
This
contract?
guy is an idiot.
How
Bro.
many
Guys,
years was
guys.
Marmoush's contract?
I'm
Guys,
sorry.
guys,
One second. Sad, even you, if I give you Team A and Team B, and Team A always
By
wins,
the way,
you would want
Marmoush
to
is
join
4
Team
years.
A. You would not want to go to a team that is not winning or not playing very, very good football. So it's
Why did Rice? Why did Declan?
Ashraf,
One
swallow
sec.
the food in your mouth first. Then start talking.
Why did
One.
Declan Rice
Yeah,
pick Arsenal over
number
Man
2.
City?
Number 2.
Wait. Sol,
That's a piece
one
of
second.
It could be.
Let
It could
Sami
be.
ask- let Sami answer. Why did
It
Declan
could
Rice
be.
answer?
It could be because Arsenal guaranteed him a starting in the starting 11, and also a contract that is a high salary in terms of financials. There are many
Why
reasons
Sami?
why
You
he
think we can
he
pay
might-
more salary than?
No,
bro,
it was offered.
That's Man City.
What was offered? I'm saying what was offered. Does City can offer
So
more?
how do you
Absolutely,
know-
they can offer
How
more.
do you know what Isak will be offered? What if we offer something better?
No,
What if,
I'm
what if
just
he
saying.
likes-
It could be. I'm saying it could be those reasons. I don't know for a fact, and neither do you know the facts, Ash, and for that matter.
Which is why
So
I'm
what I'm
saying we
saying
also
is-
would be in for him.
No.
Which is why I'm saying we also would be in for
I
him.
understand Saad's point a bit, Sami, and I'll tell you why. Because there's been proven examples of players that have rejected better clubs to go to worse clubs because of getting a starting position, getting more playing time, getting a higher salary.
There are,
No,
but
so
the
Caicedo,
majority.
Maria,
I'm saying the majority.
A player's three main motivations is playing time because they want to get into international teams.
Yes,
Salary
as well.
Their income, and club history and playing for a big team and becoming more famous. Those are the three main motivations when it comes to players: money, playing time for their international countries and that. So,
Yeah.
and Buemo, for example, he wants 250k and he wants a starting position. Arsenal are not willing to offer him 250k and not willing to keep him a starting position, but they're willing to offer him a place in a better team than Man United at the moment. But he will still choose Man United. So actually, sad for the first time ever, hands are up. My bad, because that was now when I've broken it down, that was an excellent point. And Sami, now it's your turn. And if you don't do it, you're stubborn.
Guys,
say my bad right now.
By the way, it was also my point as well. So big up to me as well.
No,
But
it was
also
No,
to
I'm
back
saying
up Saad,
each player has his
To back
own,
up Saad,
big love
factors and
himself, bro.
criteria. To
No,
join
guys,
the club.
TK. No. Stop. And TK disagreed as well. TK, say my bad. You disagree.
No.
No.
TK, no.
What
10
about it? You're
minutes
not a
ago,
solicitor.
that's
Keep your
not
hairline
true.
mouth shut.
That's not true.
TK.
TK 10 minutes ago said, look at Chelsea, they have got players away from Liverpool. The reality is,
Ashraf, why do you talk about
guys,
close?
Yeah.
do you guys remember 2015? Liverpool challenged for the league in 2013-2014. They when Gerrard slipped and they lost the league towards the end. They had an amazing season. Alexis Sanchez had a choice between us and Liverpool. He picked Arsenal.
Oh, and
Ozil-
and you know what's funny as well with that? They wanted Snyder as well, and he chose Galatasaray over them.
There you go. Ozil had a choice between Arsenal, United, and PSG. I think PSG were also in linked with him. I don't know if they put a bid or not. He picked us. It's very easy to say, and we didn't win shit for 9 years before Ozil came. 9 years we didn't win a trophy. So it's easy to say. It's easy to say, yeah, that player will pick Liverpool for sure. I think yes, more players would pick Liverpool now.
That's what I'm saying, Ash. The probability
no,
of the player to
but-
pick a winning team
but-
is
but-
higher
but-
than a
but-
losing team. That's
Don't say
it.
no.
I'm not saying
man.
all the
No,
players
no,
are
no.
the same.
Let Sami speak.
No, what I'm saying is some players would choose a certain club for whatever reasons they want. Is it because of the city, because of the salary, because of the project, because of starting 11, whatever the reasons they want this certain club. That's fine. I'm not saying all clubs will join only all players will join only winner clubs, but the probability and possibility for them to choose a bigger club in terms of winning or informed teams is higher. That's what I'm saying.
But wait,
I'm not saying it's
Guys, we went back full
Sami,
circle.
we're talking.
Because,
We
because
went back full circle.
you know what it is?
Sami,
Sami is
we're
also correct
talking
in a way
about-
because a lot of players they take a wage cut to join these bigger teams.
No.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
But
that's-
there
but
are
that's what I'm
some players.
saying.
You can give me
My
other
point-
examples like Mbuemo.
Some
I would say
players
yes,
do.
I agree with you.
But my
because,
point
because
is,
hey,
I was speaking about
remember the Nico Williams contract? Do you know what he's gonna earn at Barcelona weekly?
He's gonna earn less.
Way less.
Guys,
But
so
he,
like,
he's,
back
joining,
then.
he's joining a team that he wants to play with. He's going to play with Yamin Lamal, who's playing the other side. They're playing both on the national team, and they have a good relationship. And it suits him as a Spanish player to stay within La Liga. He knows the league very well. So I think it's a good move for him.
Sami,
problem
sorry,
for
Saad,
me
Saad,
is
Saad,
that-
last point, Saad. Sami, can you? Okay, let's assume Saad and I concede, and we say your point makes sense. Players will always pick the bigger clubs. Name me a bigger
Not
club.
always.
that's
I'm saying the
correct.
majority of the time.
Fine,
Majority of the
majority.
time,
Fine. Sorry. I'll
Yeah.
rephrase. Majority of the time.
There's not one
Yes.
winner.
Can you?
Yes.
Sorry. Yeah. Let me rephrase it. So let's assume most of the time they pick the bigger club. Name me a bigger
Yes.
club that's in for Gyökeres outside Arsenal.
At the
That's
moment,
linked.
none.
It's only us,
the
United,
moment-
and Juventus.
That's a
There you
poor
go.
At the
Oh,
moment,
yeah,
at the
Chelsea-
moment, yes. At the moment,
poor
yes.
example.
Nobody wants Gyökeres.
Chelsea,
It's a poor
Chelsea
example.
was linked. Chelsea
No.
was linked, but he didn't
Sols,
pick
I
up
think
the phone.
We are bigger than
Jorge-
Chelsea.
Jorge Mendes, I think his
No, but they are still a big club.
agent stated and kept PRing that he wants to join Arsenal. So I think
Yeah,
that's
but I
why
said
other
bigger
clubs-
than Arsenal. I
Yeah,
said
that's why
bigger
other
than Arsenal, not-
clubs
yeah.
maybe not join in to buy this player because they
I
already
didn't say
set
that part. Never
set
mind. I
where
did- I
where
did not
he
say
wants to go as a player. As Gyökeres, he wants to join Arsenal. That's fine. He
you
thinks
go.
that's a good project for him. He will be the starting number 9 there, and it fits his maybe tactic way of playing. So whatever reasons he chose, I'm sure he communicated the same to his agent, and his agent communicated the same to other clubs. That's why they didn't, attempt to sign him yet. At this particular moment, maybe the player will grow sick and tired of waiting for Arsenal and say, "Hey, listen, Jorge, get me another club," and the Jorge will just go around and find another club that suits Gyökeres. Say, "Hey, listen, maybe Bayern Munich wants him."
But I would
Maybe,
agree.
sorry.
Jorge.
They would. But this is the thing. They brief these players. You know that they don't just. They don't just tell the player, "Okay, we've agreed a deal with you. Okay, now you just wait." That's not what they say. They once the player is briefed, he is given.
Now they are in the phase where they're discussing with the club, right?
But the players are aware of what they're doing, and any hiccups or anything, the player is always made aware. So the player is made aware of where they will go, how far they will go, whatever's going on. That's why obviously this whole news about Gyökeres being furious came out, because they're not. He's
we like
been
to release him with the agreed fee.
He's been told by either Arsenal or been told by Sporting themselves, "Yo, we're not releasing you for the 60 mil that we said, or 65 mil." No, do you know what I mean? So,
yes, I agree.
by the way, Mohammed, you need to chill, bro. You need to chill. Don't ever comment any shit like this in your life, bro.
Yeah. The first thing I want to say,
you're moving crazy.
The first thing I want to say,
why for that, bro? Why for that?
Why for that?
Why for that, bro?
Bro, you cannot have that. You cannot have that name and say these guys.
Also, Mohammed, that would be virtually impossible because Saad sleeps on a single bed and he's large enough. Thank you very much.
Damn.
Hey, what's the single bed? Is that a single bed, bro? Is that a single bed? That single bed, mate. That's a double king size.
Sad. Ashraf's laughing at you like he doesn't have purple pillows. Listen.
How do you know which color pillows he has, bro?
What?
Yeah, exactly. How do you know?
Why for
It's
that,
on the
bro?
camera.
How do you know?
It's behind you.
How do you know?
Why for that,
It's
bro?
behind you.
That's not so you're clearly colorblind.
And what's that grey? And what's that grey
not
thing on your
purple.
sofa? Why for that? That looks mad.
That's again because you're not Arab, so you're not cultured. It's a kofia. I wore it last time and I educated you.
You're not Arabs, he said, bro.
I'm not Arab. I don't know why you
Anyway,
think I'm Arab. I'm not Arab. I'm not claiming Arab.
Sorry. Last because it was. Sorry. Just one quick
African
thing, because it was
Berber.
addressed
Pick up
to
the
me.
Every time I want to
Where
speak,
is-
this Ashley all of a sudden has a point.
I'm a
Dr.
Berber
Feelgood.
Moroccan.
By the way, that's a weird ass name, Dr. Feelgood, but whatever. I have. Yeah, it's a weird ass name, bro. Allah, like you need to change the name. But
Wait.
I
Are you
have
bigger
five-
than Arsenal?
I have 5 criteria for judging if a club is bigger or not.
Yeah.
It's in no particular order. Trophies and accomplishments, global presence, history, revenue, and which team is currently better in the current present.
And what about shirt sales?
Arsenal win in 3. That's global presence. Arsenal win in 3 of those 5. You have the better trophies and accomplishments. Obviously, that also means you probably have better history, but you're not a better team than us currently. We earn more money than you currently, and we have a bigger global presence than you guys right now. So, in my opinion, not you guys. Sorry, then you.
But then Ashraf, wouldn't you say 1 or 2 of those things are bigger than 1 or 2 of them other things? Or do you think they're all equal? Is it just a numbers thing?
No, I do think they're not all equal. There is different weight on things, but I think global presence is a massive weight.
True, yeah.
I think trophies and accomplishments.
Yeah,
I think trophies and accomplishments is also massive.
Yeah,
It's
like,
very
for example,
difficult to compare
for example,
leagues.
if you go to Africa, for example, and go all around West Africa, East Africa, our fan base is massive over there. Like I'm not sure a lot of them will know Juventus. Do you know what I mean?
No, they will know Juventus. But listen, my main point that I wanted to make
Yeah, they're cheats.
is Sami.
Yeah, and they're
I
cheats, by
understand-
the way. They're scammers. They got
Yeah,
relegated because they freaking scammed, and so
Yeah,
also
bro.
let's add that to that.
I remember playing PES, and these guys were in the rest of the world because they were in Serie B at that time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Frauds.
I remember
By the way,
that
big up to
there.
V. Big up to the V in the building. Absolute ledge. Listen,
Big up to the match day guru.
my main
Mr.
thing,
Miami.
Mr. Miami, bro. Miami Vice. It's
Miami
mad.
Vice.
Wallah, he's a
You know
joker.
that?
But my main point on the
match day guru.
my main thing on Sammy's point is originally when we started this conversation, what we were speaking about is the Isak transfer.
Yes.
So I can give you the relevant points as to why Isak might choose Arsenal over a Liverpool, and we did this on Hassam's channel. We did this on Hassam's channel, where I think one is this is the future of the club. I don't know where you're going to be attack wise.
The future of the club.
Yes, attack wise. Yes.
So, Mr. Guru, tell us the future.
Yeah.
But at the moment, depending on who they
He's
get,
trying to say Arsenal have a bigger future.
Better future than Liverpool.
Depending on who they get. Yeah, they've signed Verts. They've signed. They're gonna sign. Kerkez is done deal. They've signed.
Frimpong.
Frimpong,
Mhm.
and that's it. I swear, from players that they've.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are the attackers? They've still got Darwin Nunes there. They still have this guy there. They still have Shabab
What
there.
are
They
you
still have this
on
guy
about?
there.
Sad,
If
sad.
they go in,
My
if
lad,
they
here
go
you're
in
not gonna
for-
hide. Sad.
Hold
Answer
on.
the question. You just
Hold on,
said
brother.
a reason why
Hold on.
Isak will choose Liverpool over
Yes,
Arsenal.
yes,
is
because
of the
because
future of
in the
attack.
next 2 years,
And then you
in the
use-
next
and
2
then you
years,
use-
I think what he.
And then you
I think
use an
I think he's
example.
saying there's
No,
there's
hold
a
on,
lot
hold
of
on. And then
competition there.
hold on. Let me land.
he
And then
doesn't
you
let
use
me
an
finish
example.
my point.
I think
No,
Arteta. I think
You
Saad.
use-
I think
you
Saad
then
is
used an
looking at it from a
example.
way that
Then use an
Van
example.
Dijk and
with
Salah will
Liverpool had to
leave.
sign strikers and attackers.
That's
We
why
haven't
he's
signed any
saying
either.
this.
That's
You
exactly
signed
the way.
Souls,
That's
listen.
exactly the way
The
I'm
reason
looking at
why the reason why he's saying this is because of Salah and Van Dijk. Because they're both 33, 34 years old. If
Yes.
they're gone, Saad thinks that they will have a massive dip. So the reason why he's saying from now till 5 years is because Saad thinks that we will be in a better place as a team than Liverpool within
won't.
these years.
No, we won't. There's no evidence for that.
No, but it's not necessarily. It's not necessarily.
And by the way, I don't say I agree with this. I don't say I agree with
You
this.
have
by
a
the way.
worrying
it's not- but
future
it's
in the
not-
attack is Arsenal.
Brother, can I stalk? Well, I think,
Can you stalk or talk? Which one?
bro, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna have a heart attack, bro. Please, bro. I'm gonna collapse.
I'll be
bro.
honest with you.
Just
You're
let
having
me
a stink
speak.
of the stream.
Let me speak. I'm not having a stinker because you just sat there and done your hands up to one of my points and said, "I'm so sorry, guys. I actually made a mistake." So please relax. I'm not having a stink.
Atalanta, the heads.
This guy is such a fraud, bro. He's actually a fraudulent piece of shit, bro. It's nuts.
And Ashraf's beard's patchy.
This is the problem, yeah. Not necessarily am I saying that in that time, yeah, we're gonna have a brighter future than Liverpool. But what I'm saying is, if they don't get the right recruitment in the attack, then Isak is going to be left in the same position that Salah is in right now. An attacker, I will tell you this
Yes,
right
a winner
now.
of the Premier
An
League.
attacker,
Yeah, exactly.
wow, a winner of the Premier League, and he's the only one who scores goals. When he's the only one who scores goals. If you ask any player,
I mean, most
do you
of
want
it.
to be
So
the only one that scores goals? No, because what happens when you get injured? Which Isak has been injured before. What happens when he gets injured? Oh my God!
what happens if he doesn't?
So they're gonna lose games. Oh my God! They're gonna be out of title races. Like,
Sad,
come on, man.
until
Why
now,
is
you
this
haven't given
bad?
me a reason
Bad.
why
You
Isak will
don't
choose
think-
Liverpool
The reason why
rather
we're
than
letting
Arsenal.
you land is because there is not one example you can give as to why Isak will choose Arsenal over Liverpool. There is not one. You saying,
Yes.
for example,
There's
I think there are. I think there are.
Yes,
I think
there's
there are.
many
You can
reasons.
say at
Let me
least
tell you why.
say Isak can wear the number
The-
14
yeah,
at the carpet.
only-
That's
no,
literally
no.
made
Arsenal-
for
No,
Isak.
no, but my main
That's
reason,
made for Isak.
but hold on, my
Okay,
main
guys, stop. For the
my main
viewers,
reason,
let's not cut each other. Let's start land.
my
Let's
main,
start land.
my
Start,
main, my main argument is once Salah leaves, once Van Dijk leaves, you're that attack that we talk about. A massive part of that is leaving. Your assists is leaving. Your goals is leaving. So that's a massive issue. I understand,
But that's why you're here, right? As a
Sami,
striker.
Sami, please. I have to speak.
I understand that. I understand that Liverpool fans are hating and or think I'm hating or think I'm coping, but I'm not, bro. I'm being
you
completely honest.
You are
I think if you look at our team compared to Liverpool's team, we have young players. We have players entering their prime. We're going to be going in for a new left winger this season. We've got Saka, who's one of the rising, if not young talents that's just about to burst, bro. At this point, he's on a world class
What are
level.
you on about?
If you let me speak, I'll fucking explain. Bro, just stop running your mouth. Wallahi, every time I say something, what are you on about?
On the moon.
Souls, mute
Wallahi.
yourself. Let him finish his point completely, then come back.
Honestly,
Shut up. No, sorry. I'm
it's
Ashraf.
insane, bro.
Fake Arsenal talk.
Yeah, you know what? I'm done with this
Yalla.
guy, bro. Let him sit in the back, bro. Because I don't know why he keeps on talking, bro. In the back, bro. I've never heard. He's like the annoying cousin in the back of the car, bro. Oh, when are we there yet? Are we there? Yeah, he just shut up and enjoy the ride. Look outside the window, man.
Also, I wish this was
Anyway.
fake. I wish I saved money. I spent a lot of money unnecessarily with a bad season.
Anyway,
Now you're right.
my main.
After you just said I'm
So let's just take
Go
him back
ahead.
because he didn't learn his
Sad.
lesson.
Finish your
My
point, then we'll add.
Yeah. Let me just end it off with this. Basically, my point is, I don't know how that team is gonna look. I based it off of the player looking at it in the next 5 years. I think that Arsenal will possibly have a more stability in the next 5 years than Liverpool. That's my
Can I-
point.
How do you
It's
know
gonna
that?
Can I
How do you know
rebuttal?
that? Okay.
No,
Guys,
guys. Souls has been dying. Souls has been dying to respond. Let him just quickly respond so he
Okay,
can shut up
I
after.
just want to say one small thing. But what if Arteta
Okay.
leaves? Then
saying
then what?
is- No.
No,
better
but
for
I'm
us,
talking about
actually.
more stability in
Okay,
regards to
the
the
fact
players.
is, I still can't speak.
Okay,
I'm
speak.
gonna do
Yalla,
I'm
go.
gonna do an impression of Sad. Let me land. No, we've let you land for like half an hour. Let me speak now, okay? Number one, that's a horrific point. Okay, he's talking about our up and coming attackers. Out of all of our attackers at Arsenal, I want every single one of them sold, barring Saka and maybe Nwaneri. So basically, our attack is basically right
Kelly.
now.
He said up and coming team, not attack. The others as well.
No. Forget the team. I'm talking about Isak's position in the front line. Isak right now, if you had to choose between a team that's currently winning, a team with a proven winner as a manager, a team with world-class players around him. Liverpool have more world-class players. Liverpool have a better attack. Liverpool have a better manager. And Liverpool have a better history. And Liverpool are a better club to join than Arsenal today. There is no situation where you can say we have up-and-coming players. Havertz is shit. Martinelli needs to go. Trossard needs to go. Jesus needs to go. We have nobody in
Arteta
attack.
needs
Why
to
would
go.
Jesus join? Why would Isak join Arsenal today anyway? Until we sign some serious players and show we're a serious club, there's no reason for Isak to join. It's just copium. Liverpool is a better team to join today than Arsenal. There's no other reason for that.
Liverpool may be a better team to join now, yes, but they may not be a better team.
We're talking about
in
now, Sad.
2
We're not
years.
talking about
Why?
No, but that's why I explained. That's why I explained to you that
you know
players don't
why?
look at
Okay,
it
can I say
from
one thing about this?
now.
You know why your
Look at
argument
it
doesn't
10
hold,
years
Sad?
back.
You know why your argument doesn't hold? Because nobody had Liverpool winning the league. Nobody said Liverpool was better than us last year. Nobody. You know what I'm saying? Nobody said Liverpool is better than us. Nobody said, oh, because of Salah and Van Dijk, they're going to join Liverpool.
Hold on. So I want to I want to add something. Also, Sad, the ambition of the owners of Liverpool. Look at what they're doing in the summer. They are a very serious club. They are attending to the gaps they have.
Don't do that.
Sammy,
Don't do
Sammy,
that.
I'm so glad
No,
that
no,
you
I'm
shot-
saying-
you took the gun and you shot yourself in the foot.
Nah.
I'm so
Stop, you
glad
shot
that you
yourself,
shot yourself
exactly.
in the
Why?
foot.
Exactly.
Why?
I'm
You did.
so
Why?
glad that
You
you
trapped
shot
yourself,
yourself in
bro.
the foot.
Because
Why?
every
Another
Liverpool
bonus
fan
season.
has been talking up until a month ago about their owners being
Yes,
the
I'm
least
saying now.
ambitious
I'm
owners
saying
in the
now.
league.
This summer.
I
summer.
think you should
I didn't
praise
say 5
Michael
years ago.
Edwards and
I'm
not the
saying
owners.
this summer.
Yeah,
Liverpool
exactly. I
are-
agree with T. It's Michael Edwards, not the owners.
Yeah.
By
Michael
the
Edwards
way,
is literally one of the best sporting directors in the world.
I do
currently.
think it's
No
the
issues.
owners.
What
I
I'm
do think
saying,
owners
this
have something
summer-
to do with
this
it.
summer-
But
back to
Liverpool
my
fans
point.
disagree with you.
This summer, they reinforced where they need to reinforce their team. They bought Verts. They got left back. They got a right back. So from now, I'm saying now, not 5 years ago, where Liverpool didn't spend anything, even when they won the Champions League and the Premier League, and didn't reinforce their team to actually compete against City. I agree. There was a shit call from the Liverpool owners that they didn't reinforce. But at the moment, they won the league and they reinforced. So looking at it now, this moment in time. This moment in time, if Isak get 2 offers from Arsenal and Liverpool, I think he would go Liverpool rather than Arsenal. Currently, at the moment.
And
Maybe.
also,
Maybe.
Sami, there's no
personally
evidence. And Sami, and just to summarize, there's no evidence
Yeah.
that Arsenal are going to be better than Liverpool in the next 2, 3, 4, or 5 years.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, we've been
That's
talking
a
about
stretch.
Arsenal because we've been talking about Arsenal for
I think
5
we will
years.
be if Arteta leaves.
Because we've been
No,
talking
but,
about
but
Arsenal.
Ashraf, what if
for the
Saliba
last 5
leaves? Then
years,
what
for the
if,
last 5
like,
years,
the
Arteta
bigger
has been in
players
charge.
leave as well?
We've been progressing year on year for the last 4 years, and we've won nothing. Ultimately, it's hard to win. Liverpool are winners. They have a better manager.
So then, wait, you dumbass. Why do you want the manager to stay then? When he's been the main reason for
one
it.
more year. For one more year.
Why? When he's been the main reason why we're
You
not
want
winning
me to
enough.
repeat for the 100th time why I want him to stay for one more year? Am I a broken record? You want to go and view any of my
Every
picks
week
on the
he
screen?
says he gives a reason why he wants Arteta to stay, and then he gives 10 reasons why Arteta should be sacked.
Yes,
He literally makes the argument of why Arteta should be
Arteta
sacked.
deserves a lot of
You know why,
criticism,
Ashraf? You know
and
why?
I'm very skeptical.
You know
and
why?
I'm very skeptical.
You
No,
should.
no. It's not.
You
telling why.
literally
I'll tell
need
him
to
why.
thank
No, I will tell
me
him why.
because
No.
this guy is literally repeating everything I said to
No,
him
he's not repeating everything you
a
said.
lot
No,
of
no,
streams
no.
ago, and now
You've
he's
got an
waking
agenda.
up.
You're an agenda
No,
merchant. So I don't know why you're talking
wallahi,
to people.
say wallahi
You're
I
an
have an
agenda
agenda.
merchant.
Say
You're an
wallahi I have
agenda
an agenda.
merchant.
Say
Okay?
wallahi I have an agenda.
No, you have a
Say wallahi I have an
agenda
agenda.
against Mikel Arteta. He does not care about you. He doesn't know you, so no one cares about what you've got to say. What I've got to say is
Okay,
this.
but he doesn't care about what you have to say either.
Arteta deserves one more year.
You know what I'm saying? I know you shook his
Hold on a
hand, and
minute. He
I
met
know
him.
you shook his.
Yeah,
Why
watch
take
out,
people's
T.
hands?
He met
I don't
him,
know
bro.
what kind of
Relax.
bacteria
You're
he
talking
I know
about
he
that
he
met
shook
him,
his
bro.
hand, felt his
Ashraf
butt. You know what I'm
shake
saying?
people's
I
hands.
know what he did, bro.
Dinner, bro.
He
Let me tell you one
squeezed his
thing.
butt. You know what I'm saying? I know what he
Let me
did,
tell you
bro.
one thing.
God.
Sad looks like
Oh
he's
my
never
Guys,
heard of hand
guys,
sanitizer.
wallahi,
Sad
wallahi,
looks
the
like he's
viewers
never
cannot
heard
hear
of
us, guys.
hand sanitizer.
Guys,
Yeah,
Souls,
joking
leave the banter, leave the banter now.
No. Forget the
My
banter. No,
point-
you have to let me land. Don't ask me a question and then don't let me answer it. Okay? Arteta deserves a lot of criticism, and I've been very critical of him, and I'm on thin ice with him. That's why I'm not saying he should be given a new contract. He should be a long-term manager. I think he gets 1 year because I'm at my wit's end with him. He gets one more chance. Just like when you're working at a company, right, and you're performing bad in a company, what do? Do they fire you, or do they put you on PIP first? They put you on PIP. PIP doesn't mean that you love the employee. It means that
he should have been on a PIP earlier. He should have been on a PIP
It
earlier.
doesn't matter. That's the owner's problem. He's failed this year, and now he's on PIP for me. He gets 1 more year to redeem himself. These fans don't understand that you could not like a manager, criticize him, and still not want him gone. You guys are just always talking about Arteta and Arteta. Forget Arteta. We have problems alongside Arteta. Arteta's an issue. Tim Lou's an issue. Kroenke's an issue. Everyone's an issue. And I've got you, Ashraf, sitting here with a smug look in your face, talking about how bad Arteta is, and you're saying Isak. There's a reason why.
Because
Isak
if
will
you
join
are
Arsenal to
saying,
Liverpool.
I'll explain to
Give
you
me
without
one
banter. I'll
reason.
explain to you.
Give me one
Without
reason
banter,
why
I'll explain
Isak
to
will
you.
join Arsenal over Liverpool. Why? Give
But
me
by the way,
one reason.
I've already given. But without banter, I'm going to explain this to you. The reality is, for starters, I do think we have a better team than Liverpool going forward. Not next season, obviously.
Oh
but
my God.
Wait. Let me finish. Don't cut me off. Not this coming season, obviously, or not even the season after, because Van Dijk and Salah are there. But I'm saying, if you look at the trajectory of the next 5 years, yes, we can lose Saliba. I 100% agree. In fact, I think he should go. But even if he does go, when I look at our squad versus theirs, the other players that could potentially stay, in my opinion, would be better. Because the moment they lose Van Dijk and Salah, they're already much, much weaker. If we lose Saliba, of course we are weak 100%. But it doesn't compare to them losing Van Dijk.
Yeah,
And I don't think we have any player like Salah who could leave our club in the next 3-4 years.
So you think there's no point in
no,
players?
listen,
Sorry, guys,
Ashraf,
one sec.
The reason why this is not a good argument, the reason why this is not a good argument, you are saying that they are going to lose multiple players and we are
Not
going to
sign
lose less
anybody.
players than them. Who says we are not?
No.
gonna lose just as
I
many
did
players
say
as them?
multiple players. No. When I say lose Salah and Van Dijk, I don't mean lose them to bigger clubs. I mean they're 33 and 34. Their expiry date is coming. That's a normal thing for a footballer. I'm not criticizing them. They're one of the best to ever do it in the league. But they're 33 and 34.
It doesn't matter.
We
If
don't
our
have
player
players
leaves,
like
We're
he
that.
talking
leaves.
about guaranteed. We're talking about a guaranteed loss of 2 superstars.
Exactly.
You're
Not
talking about-
maybe.
You're talking about hypotheticals. Oh, what could
We haven't
happen?
got any superstars,
No,
and we haven't
yeah,
got any
none.
superstars.
Guys, I didn't finish. And the other thing that maybe the 4 of you will agree with me on, or the 3 of you, maybe Souls won't, I don't know, is that I genuinely think when Arteta leaves, and by Souls' own metric, it's 1 more year, right? I genuinely believe when Arteta leaves, unless the owners screw it up and go get Ancelotti or some shit like that, if they do their due diligence, I genuinely think we get better from there. Because I think whatever manager comes in, Souls, there's no evidence to anything. There's no evidence Liverpool is winning the league this coming season. There's no evidence of any of these things. My point is, if Arteta leaves, and I genuinely think, I don't know if he will leave or not, but I genuinely think when he does leave, hopefully after 1 year, if he doesn't win something this season, obviously, I genuinely think whatever manager comes in later, if we hire the right manager, will improve us to that point. Will improve us to that point.
How do you think Saliba's going to stay now? How do you know Saliba's going to stay?
I don't think Saliba will stay. Guys,
But
I've
how
already
do-
said
how
I
do you
don't
know-
think
okay,
any
but-
of the things.
but you know-
Liverpool losing Van Dijk and Salah, we haven't got any superstars, and our main superstars aren't even tied down yet.
We do have superstars. We do. Stop lying. We do have superstars. They might not be as good as Van Dijk and Salah, but they're good. They're really good.
Van Dijk,
Yeah,
and he has
but-
Van Dijk to leave. How do you know we keep Saliba?
Yeah. And how do you know we
I
keep
just
other
said,
players
oh, you're
outside of
stupid.
Saliba? No, but
I
listen,
just said we will
how
lose
do you
Saliba.
know?
I
How
said
do
we
you
will
know
lose
we're
him.
gonna keep others than Saliba? You know what I'm saying? Who knows Saka will leave?
Because I'll explain to you why. Because I'll explain to you why. Wait,
Don't say
wait.
speak bullshit. Come on. With all due respect,
Sad.
don't speak bullshit.
No.
Saka will die with this club.
Start.
I can
Relax.
guarantee
Relax.
that.
No. Stop.
You will
Bro,
die
I'm
with
not
this
gonna
club.
go.
Yeah, TK, look at
guys,
this clown. Look at
Guys,
this
you know what
clown.
it is,
We
Sat?
will
You know what it
fall.
is, Sat? At the beginning of
We
this
will
stream.
fall
Guys,
to
No,
eight.
listen. At
Can
the beginning of
someone
this
finish
stream.
your point,
Listen,
please?
let me
I
finish.
guarantee that.
Let me
Let
finish.
TK
You guys are
I didn't
every
finish my
time.
point.
No, let TK
Okay,
speak.
Every
His
time
eyeballs
you
are
said at
bulging.
the beginning, you said at the beginning of this stream, people tend to forget. Bro, you are forgetting right now. You act like we've never lost players in this club before. Okay, do not
I was
act
gonna
like
address that point of
other
his.
players
He
that
wasn't.
were loyal and amazing, or bread and butter Arsenal. You know, say Haaland amazing, like they didn't left the Arsenal before.
Guys,
You understand?
guys.
Who
Okay, I'm
said
gonna address
Saka
that.
will stay the rest
Ash,
of
Ash,
his career here?
before you address,
Exactly.
I want to add something, and you can address it. So your assumption here is that Liverpool are gonna lose VVD and are gonna lose Salah. That's fine because of their age. They're growing old in terms of football, which I understand and I agree. But also you have to take in consideration what they did this summer. They might also do it next summer or next January when those players actually go. They might bring good players to replace them. Why you didn't
Correct.
take
Okay,
that in
so I'm gonna.
consideration?
So I'm gonna answer all points. Please let me
Right.
finish.
Go
so I
ahead.
can
No,
answer
go
all the
ahead.
points.
Go ahead, please.
I'll answer
be right
Sami's
back,
first.
yeah?
Mike
I'll
is
answer
yours.
Sami's.
Go ahead.
Ash,
I'll
can you
answer
control the
Sami's first.
stream? I need to go and quickly pray.
I'll answer Sami's first. Sami's point is, how do you know they will not get someone? We don't know, but we also don't know Arsenal won't get anyone. Because if you want to say, I don't trust my owners, Liverpool fans don't trust their owners. Maybe this is an anomaly summer. How do you know they will repeat that summer? There's, in fact, a bigger probability they don't repeat that summer. That's one. So if you're giving them the probability of, oh yeah, they might sign someone, Arsenal also could sign someone. The way we signed Rice, the way we signed Aubameyang and all these guys. That's one. To answer Sad's point, which I think is ridiculous, because I'm not biased. I don't go to either extreme. I think it's stupid to say our players cannot leave. Even Saka can leave. Of course he can. We've had boyhood club players leave the club. That's normal.
Yes.
So for Saka to say, oh, he will die, then leave, that's stupid. He won't do that. He will leave tomorrow if something happens where he has to go. But I go based on probabilities. Based on probabilities, players like Gabriel, like Saka, like maybe Odegaard, like Rice, especially like the English players that usually stick with the club for a long time, they're less likely to leave than superstars like McAllister, who isn't even at that level yet, according to many people, even though I think he's amazing. Salah and Van Dijk, as we said, they're not going to leave Liverpool to go to a bigger club. They're going to eventually get to the end of their career. Whereas with us, there's a lot more players who can probably give 7-8 years of consistent performances.
So it's
right?
age profile, in your opinion.
Saliba and Timber,
Assuming they
I
will
think they
stay.
actually, of course, assuming they'll stay. I think Saliba and Timber are the most likely players to leave. Because Saliba is obviously one of the best defenders in the world. He's linked with others. Even though Gabriel might also be linked, but he's signed a contract till 2030. And Timber, even though there's no evidence to Timber and nobody's linked with him, but I think he's going to be one of the best right backs or full backs in the world. And I think that'll attract big clubs in 2 years, right? Where even he'll start turning his head. Lewis Kelly is an academy kid. He's not going to leave, at least not for 6-7 years. He will eventually leave, I think, if we don't win shit, but not for 5-6-7 years. Trends tell us this. Not Trent the player, trends in big clubs tell us this. Rice as well, English players don't leave that much. Zubimendi, if we're signing him now, at least for the next 4 years, he's probably going nowhere. If we sign a striker right now, like Kerkez or Sesko, I hope it's not Sesko, for the next 4-5 years, he's going nowhere. If we sign a left winger like Rodrigo or whichever left winger we sign, for the next 4-5 years, he's going nowhere. It's not the same as Liverpool. Liverpool right now are heavy dependent on two players. Let's assume they do get Isak and Wirtz, because the whole argument started by, why would Isak join Liverpool? Saad's point is not ridiculous. If Isak is coming and looking at all these things, he might look at it and say, yeah, you know what? The best two players that have given the club majority of the success the last 5 years are not going to be here in 2-3 years. Every player that has allowed Arsenal to compete and improve is probably going to be here for the next 4 or 5 years.
And
Minus
do you
Saliba.
think? And do you think the
I can be
decision
the
of,
missing piece. That's all.
do you think Isak's decision is going to be based on what is going to happen after 2 or 3 years, or what's going to happen most likely the next year?
This is the funny thing, Sami. I've told this to Hussam on the stream on Wednesday when I did the stream with him. If you ask me logically, if I'm Isak's agent, who should you join? I would think about it and I'll say, if both clubs give you the same money, it makes sense to go to Liverpool. They have just won a league. They're a bigger club than Arsenal. If the owners wait, no, it's not okay. If you listen to all my points, you understand.
Aaron, thank you.
If you do it, we're coming to the super chat. Yeah. So it makes sense in that way. However, there are good arguments you can also make for Arsenal, which I just did. And the second point is, for whatever reason, whether we like them or not, players don't make decisions based on the way we think. They make emotional decisions the way Caicedo did, the way Lavia did. By the way, you want another example? I think Vert should have chosen City. City are a better club than Liverpool over the last 5 years. They have won more. They have a better manager. They have probably a better overall squad with the guys they've added. He could have chosen City, and maybe they would have even offered him more money. I don't know. So that's proof that players don't make choices always. Rice, in my opinion, when City made that 90 million bid, if I were Rice, I would say, bro, treble winning City? I don't give a shit what you're doing, West Ham. I only want to go there. He said, no, I want Arsenal. Players make decisions that don't make sense, but to them, emotionally, for whatever reason, it makes sense. So they end up choosing they end up making those decisions. Alexis Sanchez, in my opinion, why did he pick us in 2015? I know Liverpool lost Suarez, but they just challenged for the league until the very end, and they went qualified to the Champions League. We bottled another league. I know we won the FA Cup, but you could have argued that he could have gone and replaced Suarez, and you could have challenged for the league again. He picked us. Ozil picked us when we didn't win shit for 9 years. And I'm naming, by the way, Aubameyang picked us. Sorry, and last thing, then I'll go to the super chat. Aubameyang picked us in 2018 when we were not even in the Champions League. And he was one of the top 10 strikers in the world at the time.
Champions League, in a Champions League.
Anyway, sorry, I know I went on a long thing.
Big tangent, boy. I switched off like 30 seconds in.
LFC Aaron says, big up LFC. That's a big super chat. Big up, my bro. Wait, let me bring it up. Sorry. Big up to LFC Aaron, long-time supporter of the channel. Guys, W in the chat for Aaron, please.
W in the chat, LFC Aaron. Guys, you're debating what will happen in 2 years.
Big up.
2 years is a long time in football. You need to win next season. I completely agree with him. I feel like we can't predict the future. We don't know what clubs are going to do with their transfers, who's going to leave, who's going to stay, who they're going to sign. There's windows in between that. We don't know who Liverpool are going to sign, how much money they're going to have. So, look, it's a pointless argument. The only thing you can quantify...
Aaron, but there's a correction there. Aaron, we're not debating what's going to happen in 2 years. We're debating how Isak might think.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
if you want to say what's going to happen in 2 years, if you're going to say what's going to happen in 2 years, if Isak joins us this summer, we automatically become one of the favorites for the league. If we get a left wing.
Hold on. But LFC Aaron, the only thing that we can actually look at is what's happening today. And based on what's happening today, Liverpool are a better team to join. That's simple. So if I'm a player who wants to win now, and Arsenal have to win now, and everyone needs to win now, you'd look at what's happening now, and ultimately we can't even provide Isak with probably more money.
Unless Arsenal is his
money,
boyhood club,
Money, I don't know.
Unless he wants Arsenal because he's a fan of Arsenal, or that's his childhood.
He says his idol was Henry, that's why he wears 14.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, then I understand the type of emotional connection that he would have with Arsenal, but. If you look at it from a professional player,
can I ask Charles a question? Why would Isak want to win now? Why
big up Aaron, thanks.
Because that's
big up Aaron.
Your goal is
Aaron. Big up Aaron. Big up Aaron for the super chat that way. Why would he want to win now?
I really hate this argument when people say, "Oh, why would a player want to win now, bro? Are you crazy? Are you actually
but my point is, he's not an older player. He's not 27, 28, where this is his prime years. So no. But
he's 26.
His biggest trophy is a Carabao Cup.
Does Waneri want to win now?
He's not a prime player. He's not in his prime years, and his prime years are being wasted. So he wants to win now because he knows that in 2-3 years he's going to be out of it, and he's not going to be at the top level where he can perform to his peak. Do you know what I mean? This guy is 25, bro.
And
He's
you
25.
By the way, he shouldn't
players,
join.
and you assume that players think, oh, I'm
So-
young, let me just join a club and not win anything. You
No,
know
no,
what I'm
but
saying?
He
that's
shouldn't
not
join
how
Arsenal
they-
or Liverpool, in my
that's-
opinion. He shouldn't
that's not
join
how they
any-
look at it.
I cannot believe that you made that
That's not how they
argument,
look
bro.
at
Of
it.
course he
No,
wants
but-
to win, bro.
But
Yeah,
that's
I
but
believe
that's
that
but
argument.
that's not what I'm
Prayer didn't
saying.
help.
I'm not
You
saying
prayed
that he
for
doesn't.
that, made
I'm
even
not
worse.
What?
saying that he
You just said
I'm
he
not
doesn't want
saying that he
medals.
doesn't- No, that's not what
Oh,
I'm
he's
saying.
Sammy. He's
But
young.
I'm
He doesn't want to
saying-
win
I'm
now.
saying
He
that
wants to
when
win
he-
over in 5 years. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Maybe
but
in
I'm
5
saying
years when
I'm saying
Salah
he
and Van
looks
Dijk
at
leave,
it-
he can win. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
saying he looks at it in a 5-year. I'm saying that he looks at it in a 5-year space. When he gets in his contract, when he gets
You're having a stinker. That was a
Let him
horrific
land.
point.
Souls,
That was
let him
a
land.
horrific
they don't let
Start
let
land.
me
Start
land.
land.
They don't let me land. They just laugh at the point. Yeah.
Land, land,
It's not
start,
about
land.
it's not about he doesn't want to win. That's not what I'm
Mm.
saying. When I say to you, oh, why does he have to win now? It's not about that. You guys are making it like as if he has
What
to
is it
come
about?
in.
Please explain.
He
Explain.
has to
No, but
win
sad,
now.
sad.
He
No
makes it
footballer
on the
ever thinks that
basis
way,
of-
ever.
he's-
No
he's-
footballer
he's
ever
on the
thinks like,
basis
I
of
don't want to
thinking,
win
oh
now.
my
That's
God.
BS.
Oh my God. No, but it's not even just about that.
Everyone
I'm
getting on
talking about when it
Explain
comes
yourself.
to Isak, when it comes to Isak, he's
Mhm.
still a young
Mhm.
player. He's still 25 years old. So he would be
25 is not young.
26. But anyways.
He's
26 is
25
not young.
at the current moment.
He's
He's
not
25
young.
at the current
He's
25.
not
moment.
Okay,
young.
fair. 25. Fair.
He's 25 at the current moment.
Not young.
This is it is young. It is young. In this day and age, a prime years of a player is 27 to 30. That's the prime years of the player.
Okay. So what are you
So-
saying about
So
him?
my point here,
Mhm.
my point here is he has the ability to look at this and say, yes, in the next 5 years, maybe I might not come to Arsenal and win straight away. I might not come in and win in the first year, maybe not even in the second year, but this team, the way it's going, all of us are gonna be me, Rice, brother,
I'm
can I
trying to
land?
understand. I'm
Me,
trying to
Rice,
understand.
Odegaard, Saka, all of these players, Gabriel, Saliba, whatever. Yeah, well, Gabriel not maybe because Gabriel's older, but these players, we're all gonna be in our prime years together. We're all gonna be in our prime years. We're gonna win
No, we're not. Gonna
eventually.
Win. No, we're not.
We're gonna win
It-
eventually.
No,
You
now I'm
don't
gonna
know what's
respond.
gonna
Bro,
happen,
you've been
but
running for 5 minutes.
you don't know. You're saying we're not gonna win. How can you say that? How can you say we're not gonna
Listen,
win?
big up. Listen, no. Big up.
How can you say we're not gonna win?
Big up.
All
Big up
I'm
to
saying
FK
is-
saying, no, hold on. No, I'm gonna speak now. Big up.
This
FK
almost
saying-
feels
no, no, big up-
like
big
you
up
are
FK
trying to make
saying
an argument for the
no,
sake
no,
of
no,
making
hold
an
on, hold on,
argument.
hold on.
I'm not. I'm
No,
just
TK,
trying to
let me land.
go
Bro,
against
I'm gonna do
logic.
a sad now. Let me land. Big up.
Sad, that
FK
last
saying
one was
sad.
the howler. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
sad
It-
stick
it-
with
it's
it.
a howler, bro.
Yes,
Well,
man.
now
I'm
let me-
sorry.
Now let
bro.
me give you the reality. Every single player that plays football, whether
Mhm.
they're 16 or 30, wants to win a game of football and wants to win trophies. That's the whole point. Why they play
Yes.
Yes,
That's
number
yes,
Number
I
two-
understand
Number
that,
two,
bro.
a team that's winning now, a team that's won last season has more chance of winning next season than the team that didn't win last season. That's just that's just guaranteed. Like for example, Liverpool have more chance of winning the league next season than Man United, right? It's just factual because they have a better team and their recent history has shown that they can go to the end, right? Ultimately, you saying that why would Isak at 25 years old going into his prime? People are saying Gyökeres is too old, by the way, and he's 26. So 25 is not young anymore. Why would a player like Isak, who's 25, not want to win now? That is top 5 most horrific statements I've heard, alongside Saad
Definitely.
saying that Tonali.
But by the way, let me
You
tell
agree
you
with
why.
that?
Can I ask
You
one thing?
agree
Can I ask
with
one
that?
thing? Can I
And
just
also
ask
big
one
up
thing
to
to
Ali
Saad?
A, who's getting on to
Go ahead,
Ashraf.
go ahead.
saying
Can
that-
I just ask one
Ashraf
thing to
having
Saad?
things as
Don't
well.
turn it into banter.
Okay.
Souls, don't turn it into a banter, please.
Can I
Go
ask
ahead,
one
T.
thing to Saad? Saad,
Yes.
if Isak joined us this year, yeah,
Sorry.
imagine Isak joined us this transfer window, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
In your mind, what do you think he thinks? Do you think, oh, next year, inshallah, we win, or in 2 years, or do you think, no, I joined this year and I want to win this year?
Yeah, he thinks
No,
he wants
no.
to win this year.
I think
There you
that
go.
he is
So I
gonna.
want to join a company and
if
hit
he
my
looks-
target.
there you
in
go.
2 years.
if he looks at the complete package and he looks at the teams, yeah, he looks at a team. Yes, Liverpool are brilliant. Yes, Liverpool are the obvious choice to go to. Nobody's disagreeing with that because they're the league winners. But the only thing I'm disagreeing with is that there is a point where he can think, yes, I can go to Arsenal because Arsenal have the best defense in the league. Yeah, the midfield is brilliant, but the main issue for Arsenal is what? Putting the ball in the back of the net.
Manager
Isak
and the
has
manager.
okay, yeah, the manager's a problem as well.
And Salah could have 30
regardless-
assists if Nunes finished his
regardless-
chances. So
yeah,
where do we
that's
go
fine.
from here?
That's fine.
Actually not
but-
true, by the way. I checked the
that-
stats. It's not true. But anyway.
that's fine. But
We
the
can
only
throw
thing-
in
the only
Jota
thing
in
I'm
there,
saying-
Ashraf.
The only Jota was missing chances left, right, and center as well. Yeah, but here's the thing for me. Yeah, is that when he looks at our team, he looks at what we need the most. What we need the most is finishers. What we need the most is ruthlessness in front of goal. Yeah. So
Liverpool.
he comes, yes, but Liverpool are gonna. This comes back full circle to the point that we gave before, which is Salah leaving and Saka leave and Van Dijk leaving. That's gonna put massive things. I don't think people are thinking. I know that Aaron said 2 years is a long time in football. This and that. Yeah, Salah leaving is one thing, but Van Dijk ending his career is monumental because Van Dijk is the rock of that defense. Van Dijk is when players are having stinkers, there's one player that keeps a consistency in the game, and that is Virgil van Dijk. The one player that keeps a
we might
consistency,
lose Saliba.
rarely puts a foot wrong. Saliba can go. We can get Saliba, but we still have the other good centre back in Gabriel there, bro. So Saliba can go. We can go and get another Saliba. We can go and get another player.
Your point would have been your point would have been good. Your point would have been good if you said he would want to join Arsenal because he thinks he's the missing piece and he will get us to win, and that becomes bigger.
But that's my point.
No. That's not the point you said though. The point you said was he does not have to. He might not think he has to win now. That's BS. Whether he joins Liverpool or Arsenal, by the way, he should join neither. And he should actually wait a year and then join Barcelona because Lewandowski will be gone. But whether he joins Arsenal
Here
or
comes the
Liverpool,
Barca fan, Ashraf.
Yeah, Barca
wait, T. I asked you an honest question, and you know football, so you don't lie, yeah. Genuinely, between Barca, Arsenal, and Liverpool, if he has a spot in each of them, which club do you think he'll succeed in more?
Liverpool.
In the next 5 years.
That's a hard one because
It's not a hard one, T. Come
that's a
on.
hard. No.
You know
Because
football.
listen.
To be fair, I'm gonna
Listen.
be consistent because
You-
Lamar's young. Because Lamar's young,
okay.
and if you get Nico Williams, he's young. I agree with Ashraf. Barca's probably the best bet because the
Never
wingers
mind,
are gonna be
Ashraf,
top
never
for a
mind.
number of years.
Sorry,
There's,
go ahead, T.
No.
What do
Sorry,
you mean, go ahead, T?
sorry,
I'm
you-
talking. You're saying go ahead, T.
He
I'm
was
actually addressing
talking
your
and you cut
point.
him off.
You
Bro,
dusty,
T was
you cut him off.
talking, you dusty piece of
with a-
shit.
with your left wing hairline.
Bro, T
Go
was
ahead,
talking,
I
and then
muted
you.
him. Guys, go ahead. Souls, after he
Ashraf
finishes, then you
shaves his
come in.
eyebrows.
Yeah, like, he's muted himself. Go ahead. Go ahead, T.
No, nothing.
I removed him.
I
No,
think
but T,
whatever.
honestly,
Whatever.
between the three clubs, do you really think Liverpool have a bigger chance of winning more trophies in the next 5 years than Barca, who reach a Champions League semi-final?
I think
mean,
Liverpool can.
Maybe this is wild to say, but for me, Liverpool are a bigger favorite for the Champions League than Barcelona.
Guys, we're
and-
talking about a team that you guys just said the player wants to join. Okay, I'll add Souls now so he doesn't feel bad and he starts crying.
And the reason
You
why I
guys-
say this, and the reason why I say this,
TK had a sad level stinker there, saying Liverpool have more
No,
chance winning
because
UCL than Barca.
the reason why I
is
say this,
Let him land.
because
Let him land.
Liverpool-
Souls, 1 second. Let him
Liverpool
land,
have been there, done that way more than Barcelona at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
please. No,
They have the
that's
blueprint.
not true.
Wait, is that not true? How many
No.
how many Champions Leagues does Barca have?
Oh, overall, yes, 6 and 5. But in the last
Yeah.
5 years,
There you go.
Barcelona, I think, have won the same or more.
Okay.
In fact,
so,
Barcelona
okay.
won a
Okay,
treble.
so I had it
last
wrong.
season.
I had it wrong. I thought they had 3. I forgot
No.
the other. Okay,
No.
I thought they had 3.
Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
never mind. That's the that argument then. But yeah, okay. Then in that case, Barcelona. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, I had Liverpool having the edge for the Champions League and Barca having the edge for the league. So that's why I was weighing that. But in my mind, Barcelona had 3 Champions Leagues for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, and that's my
I think
point.
they have the same odds.
Start ignoring him,
Barcelona and Liverpool. Both have.
Yeah,
the
when
same
you
odds,
look
in my
at the
opinion.
fact that
Can I-
no, it's
can I
not
say-
Sami.
can I say
One
one
second,
thing,
Sal,
though?
sorry. I want to address that point before we move on. They don't have the same odds, Sami. You guys just spoke about trophies. Well, one team not only won their league, they also won the other 2 domestic trophies and reached the semi-final of a Champions League. And all their superstars, barring Lewandowski, who Isak would replace if he waits, are all
Yeah.
super young.
He
They're
would
all
definitely join
super
Barca,
young.
but the thing is, Ashraf, I still
But it's
believe
not the same odds.
I still believe Newcastle would ask astronomical amount of money, and I don't think Barcelona would actually go out and pay
In
that money.
a year, they would. If they win La Liga this coming season and make it to a
actually-
Champions League semi-final,
think
they
so.
actually would have the money. They would be
I
able
So
to pay
don't-
150
you
million.
think they will pay 150 for a
T,
player?
I don't. T,
Not 150, they'll
I
pay
think-
120, I think.
T, I think the 150 is for Premier League clubs. I think if a club from abroad comes in,
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I don't
It'll
think
be
I don't think
cheaper.
they charge them 150.
I agree.
They'll charge them
Exactly.
110, 120, maybe 100 million. That 150
Because it does less
the
damage to
Premier
them in the
League club,
league.
Ashraf,
because then when do they really come up against Barcelona? Do you know what I mean?
True,
No,
true.
but can I just say one thing because Ash said that I had stinker and you guys said that I had a stinker. Everybody said that I had a stinker with that.
in the
take.
comments as well.
I think the comments said I had a stinker. I think I may have worded it wrong. I'm not saying that players don't. No. I genuinely think I worded it wrong. What I meant was the meaning. No. Yeah, when I had a stinker, I've told you I had a stinker, bro.
Really,
But
Elias, you're right.
think-
They are.
Yeah, and Ashraf
I
looks like he
think-
works for Jet2
I think
Holidays.
I think for me, wallahi, that's the best. I think for me, the way I worded it was completely wrong because
You think-
I'm not saying. Can you stop? I don't need your Saki comments, you fraud. I'm not saying that he
Got me
doesn't
one
want
more
to come
time.
in.
Wallahi, I'm
I
leaving.
don't.
I'm a dickhead. Why do you give
Then
this guy so
don't
much
cut
power?
off. Don't cut off. Don't cut
cut
off.
people off then. You cut
Sol,
people
Sol,
off.
wallahi.
bro, all the
One second,
time.
Sal.
If you don't
Sol,
remove
Sol,
Mod
I'm
from
saying this
Ashraf,
seriously.
I'm leaving the show.
Sol,
Speaking out.
remove me from mod. I don't care. Sol,
The
Sol,
thing is for
wallahi.
me,
We're having a proper, nice conversation.
No.
There's no need
I'm
to do
trying to give
banter.
my
Let's
opinion.
do
You
that.
can't believe how I give my
my
opinion.
point.
You
point
just
of-
had.
Listen.
Go ahead, Sal.
My point of view is not. I don't necessarily think he doesn't come in and straight away like he doesn't not want to win a trophy. Of course, he wants to come in and win the league. Yes, but what I'm saying is he's not going to look at it and be like, oh, but I might not win in the trophy next season with Arsenal, so I'm not going to go to Arsenal. That's not going to be the main reason why he just. That's not going to be the main reason why he just declines Arsenal. It's not. Do you know what I mean? So maybe I worded it wrong. It's not that he's not looking to win. He's probably looking to win, but even though even though if we don't win, we could still win in the future. There's still going to be the next 3, 4, 5 years where he could win 2, 3 Premier Leagues possibly if he's in.
Yeah,
if
but
he's
Yeah, but
winning
you
the
didn't
line
phrase
for
it
Arsenal.
that way in the beginning.
Yes,
though.
yes, that's why I said I think I phrased it wrong, mentioning that he doesn't want to win. Of course, he wants to win, but what I think is that 5-year period is very important when players look at their future, bro. He's going to be signing a long-term contract with a big club. Do you know what I mean? You have to look at all aspects of what you're putting yourself into.
So, Sad, just to be
I
fair,
I just
and
don't
phrase
agree,
it right.
man. I think you are comparing his
Yeah,
age
you
with
may
the
still-
MLS
See,
age.
Tio, just 1 second. So you're saying that in the next 5 years, you think Arsenal will win more compared to Liverpool? Am I understanding you correctly?
I don't know what Arsenal are going to do. I don't
What do you
know.
I think
What do you
Isak-
think?
with
What do you
Isak we
think?
will.
Answer the
Isak
question.
we
What do you think?
I don't know what Arsenal will do. For me personally,
No, what
if
do you
we-
think? I
if we were
don't.
to
I know.
get-
I know
if we
you
were
don't
to
know what to do.
yeah,
No, but
I'll
you
explain it.
just
I
said.
don't know.
But
Yes. Can I explain? Can I?
Sami.
So nobody lets me explain, and then they start asking me questions and bombarding me. I don't know what Arsenal are going to do personally, yeah. But for me, if you have a player like Isak, if you get a quality left winger, I think we can, in my personal opinion, because you're filling holes that you needed to fill. For
Not
the very
can. Will we or will we not? What's your prediction?
Okay, sorry. We will. But regardless, my point on this whole thing is I don't think he looks at it and says, "Oh, that's the
What
place that's going to
regardless?
win next season." Okay, whatever, Yahi, please. Can I catch a break? For a
Your
second,
English
bro?
is better than mine, huh? Apparently, go ahead.
Yeah.
Shut up, man. Shut up, brother. but regardless, listen, don't tell me I'm having a tough day when you've turned on everything you said, and you're now he's telling us, now he's telling us backstage that he's half with it. Arteta out, bro. Man dipping his toe into the pool and saying,
yeah, why for dipping toes?
wet.
Why
I'm
for
not gonna-
dipping toes? You
like,
look like
bro,
you work as a professional cuddler.
But regardless, what does that even mean, bro? A professional cuddler, bro. But
Look at
regardless,
Sami with his moustache, whiskers.
but oh my, what's
Majestic, and you know it.
okay, you know what? Because Sammy is so like mature that sometimes, like when Ash cusses him,
Look, I'm gonna.
not when Ash, when Souls cusses him, because Sammy is so mature, yeah. Sometimes he doesn't even reply to it, bro. He's just like,
Yeah,
oh,
man, it's not worth it,
To answer T's question, to answer T and Sammy's question, sorry, directly, I think if we sign Isak and we get a decent left winger, we win more than Liverpool in the next 5 years. Yes.
I hope so.
But the thing
No,
is,
but
this
no,
is
no,
this
no,
is
we
no,
what
won't
no,
they're
no.
doing.
No,
But what
no.
we
The
won't get
question is,
Okay.
What
the
they're
question
doing,
is,
What if
no,
Liverpool
listen.
Gyökeres in
The
the same
question
window?
is, the question was, Ashraf, you guys said, okay, because you guys said it, especially Saad said, Liverpool are going to lose Salah and Van Dijk, and within 5 years we could have a better and more stable team. But when
Yes.
it comes to in 5 years, how many trophies are we going to win? Then suddenly he cannot answer the question. You know what I'm saying?
I
We will
answered
have a
it.
better team. We will have a better team, but we won't win more trophies for some reason. The
No,
reason
I
why we
answered
made
it.
this
It's-
argument,
yeah.
no. Because you can say, oh, when we get Isak, then we win trophies. Sure, fine. But the argument was, because you guys, Saad said, oh, he's going to look at the 5 years before he joins the club, right? The coming years. So who's to say that he doesn't pick
He's
Liverpool
investing
because
in
he
a
thinks,
company, not.
yeah, because who's to say he doesn't just pick Liverpool because he in his mind thinks Liverpool are going to win more in these 5 years. So let me
But
join
that's-
Liverpool.
but that's with him included. That's with
Yes.
him
No,
included
you
in
don't
the
understand.
team. So
But-
he's
But
going to be a
you,
part of the team.
If
you
Isak
just, but
joins Arsenal and
count
joins
these
Liverpool, who wins
trophies.
more?
But you counted these trophies for us, also including Isak. So I'm going to do the same with them.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
What I'm
The-
trying to
the
say
point-
is,
Yeah, go on.
you said,
No,
okay,
not
we,
that-
we okay.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead, T.
Okay, guys. You said if we bring in a quality left winger and Isak, we will win more than Liverpool in the coming 5
I
years,
think so,
right?
yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But what if Isak did not join us yet, looks at the two
Yeah.
options and thinks, you know what?
Yeah.
In 5 years of Arsenal or in 5 years of Liverpool, I see myself winning more in the 5 years of Liverpool. So let
That'll
me
be
join
valid.
Liverpool.
Maybe.
That'll be correct.
That's my whole argument.
Maybe.
It's logic.
but
What I'm
Baya,
trying to
this
say
is-
is logic.
But the reason I disagree is obviously we don't know what could happen. Man City could win 5 of the next 5 leagues, and this whole argument becomes
Yeah.
redundant. But the reason why I'm saying I'm leaning more towards the Arsenal side for 2 reasons. One is you guys know where I stand at the manager. And I generally think if we get a better manager, we have a much better chance of winning. That's one. And 2, if I'm thinking about it from Isak's perspective, look, he might not be thinking that way, but I'm saying this is how I would think if I was in his place. In 2 years' time, as amazing as Isak is, and I think he's the best striker in the world, in 2 years' time, if Salah and Van Dijk are gone, which is a very, very high probability because they'll be 35 at the time, can he win more with Liverpool then? I don't think so because Wirtz is world class. Isak is world class. They have amazing players, but the Arsenal players are hitting their peak. Saka's getting better every year. Gabriel is getting better every year. Timber is going to get better. I don't know if he will stay long or not. Hopefully he does. I think he's the best fullback in the world, in my opinion. Maybe I'm being biased. So when I look at it that way, all the superstars of Arsenal will be here in 3, 4, 5 years' time, and you can win with them now. It's not like you have to. So with Chelsea, for example, if let's say I'm Isak and I'm thinking, let's say Chelsea's in the mix. I wouldn't join Chelsea no matter what happens because I can win with Chelsea in 4 or 5 years' time. But the chance of winning with them this coming season is very minimal, even if Isak joins Chelsea. But if Isak joins Arsenal, he can win now. If Isak joins Liverpool, they probably win now. If Isak joins City, they definitely win now. But I think if he joins Arsenal, not only can he win now, he can have a better winning probability over the next 5 years. That's my point. Maybe I'm wrong, but maybe I'm wrong.
This would be a good.
I have a question.
This would be a good. This would be a good conversation.
No, Sad. Souls hasn't spoken in ages, to be fair to him, bro.
All right. Yeah.
If Isak joins Arsenal today and Isak joins Liverpool today, you're saying if either or get the player, you think from next season in the next 4 or 5 seasons.
5 years,
regardless of Saliba leaving, Van Dijk leaving, and you have an understanding that Liverpool can also replace these players by making signings.
Of course,
but not to the level. Not to the level.
Hold on, but
bro, they bought Van Dijk from Celtic, bro. They didn't buy him from Real Madrid.
No.
Okay?
TK.
Hold on, bro. What are we doing here? Bro?
I want to ask him a direct question. If you remove
the level of
you remove players leaving, because Arsenal could lose big players, Liverpool are going to lose big players, and both of them, and judge their track history of replacing the players and spending money. In the next 5 years, if you're Isak, starting from next season, you believe if either team get them, Arsenal are more likely to win more major trophies?
Again, depends if Van Dijk and Salah only have 2 years, and we get a different manager.
They can replace players and spend big money.
Our mind is contingent on us getting a different manager. If it's the same manager, 100% Liverpool will more. If we get a different manager, a better manager, yes, I think we will.
I think knowing what you know, forget what's contingent on. Knowing what you know of Arsenal today.
Okay, so let me correct something. Because Isak is joining Arsenal with Arteta on board, and Isak is not going to be thinking Arteta is leaving, then yes, maybe Isak should go to Liverpool. Then I think then in that scenario, Liverpool have the better chance because in Isak's mind, maybe Arteta is going to be here for 3-4 years, and I think that reduces our chances of winning. I'm not saying Isak thinks shit of Arteta. But I'm saying if that's the logic, and if Arteta is one of the reasons he joins the club, then yeah, I think he's stupid to join Arsenal. He should definitely join Liverpool. But if he joins Arsenal, I don't think it's a stupid move. If we do the other things we need to do, which honestly, yeah, I agree with you guys.
Can I say something that's gonna make everybody laugh? I think Arteta would be one of the biggest reasons that we get Isak. Bro, let me explain.
No.
Let me explain why. Let me explain why.
Correct.
Let me explain why. Let me explain why. Let me. No, hold on. I said I think that Arteta would be one of the biggest reasons why we get Isak, and I'll explain to you why.
Okay,
I don't know. Yeah, hold on. Don't bite. I don't know what happens.
Explain. I'm gone.
I don't know. No, come back.
No.
I don't.
Land your point. Land your point, please.
I don't know.
They'll keep interrupting you, bro.
Okay.
I don't want TK.
I don't know.
That's the thing. I don't know why TK is turning his camera off.
I don't know what happens behind the scenes. I don't know what goes on with these player negotiations, but something that this manager is telling these players has them just like. It has these players in a trance where they just follow everything he says and they just believe everything that he says.
Because
it worked with Zubimendi. It worked with Zubimendi. It worked with Zubimendi.
It didn't.
Why are you lying? Why are you lying? If Zubimendi had the opportunity to go, if Zubimendi had the opportunity to go to this club and this club and this club, but then he ends up choosing Arsenal.
Why are you lying? You're lying on stream. 2 years ago, we were linked with him. We were linked with him 2 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. No. Ashraf's right. Yeah.
I want to stay with that. What are you lying?
Sad's dropping a top 3 stinker.
No, but it's not even a stinker because maybe you can use the Zubimendi thing.
It is,
but there's multiple other players that have joined us.
Why didn't Sandro Martinez?
Why is Rice joining us? Why is Rice joining us? Why is Timber joining us? Why is this player joining us? Why is that player joining us? There's a lot of players that are joining us, bro. So it doesn't make sense why they're joining us, bro.
This is why you guys know, the guys in the comments, if I do say points defending Arsenal, you know I'm not doing it out of Arsenal bias because I can make logical arguments for both. So if I'm defending Arsenal, it means I'm genuinely saying what I believe. This guy is an absolute stinker, has stinkers for opinions because he only says what works. He only says what works for Arsenal. He won't say what works for the other clubs. Why did Shirky join City? Why didn't he join other clubs? Why did Wirtz join Liverpool? Is it the slot effect? Did slot attract him to the club? Why did Kerkez join Liverpool? Is it the slot effect? Why did Frimpong join Liverpool? Is it the slot effect? What are you saying? If you're going to give props to Arteta for the few players he attracted, then give props to Pep and Klopp and Slot and all these other managers who attracted all the millions of other players. You're being ridiculous. It's a stupid point. Obviously, you don't have a rebuttal, so you're gonna. So I wish I was like Mbappe, bro. I wish I was that good.
I've only shared it because he shared it in the Teenage Mutant Ninja
Shut up.
Turtle.
Go and cuddle
Nah.
someone for money, bro.
I listen. I don't know what he tells these players, but they just believe what he says, bro. They just believe.
Who believes? Name them. Name
The
them.
players,
Nice and
the
well.
players that we currently
Nice and
have,
well.
players that we currently have,
Who?
players that we
Name them,
currently
name them.
have,
Guys, look at Sami.
the players that
them.
we currently have just follow this guy blindly.
Name them. Name them. Who are they?
Fine.
Who are these players?
Saka
Who?
follows him blindly. Saliba
Saka
follows him
doesn't follow him
blindly.
blindly. That's
Gabriel
Saka
follows him
doesn't-
blind him.
That's
Follows him blindly. Rice
Rice.
follows him blindly.
Again.
Erdegaard.
Again,
All of these
this
players.
channel
true.
is going
That's
to
not
be
true.
renamed from Sad's Football Corner to Sad's Football Stinkers. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
because
he's having
Saka
dropping
has
stinkers.
been at the club for
Brother,
so long.
go watch
He
UFC
followed-
or something.
One second,
I
Saka
am
used
going
to follow
to tomorrow.
Henry.
Bro,
Saka
so
used to
trust me,
follow
even
Emery.
even with UFC, he has stinkers. Trust me, bro.
Yeah, he just
No, I don't. I
You
tell
do.
him that his bitch boy John Jones is gonna get dunked on.
No,
and he
I was
doesn't
talking
like
about Merab and Dominic Cruz, but you are just emotional when it comes to
Oh,
John Jones.
okay, all
You
right.
understand?
No,
By the way,
no,
you're
I'm
right,
not.
T.
I'm
You're
not. I'm
right, T.
angry.
This
I'm
guy is absolutely emotional because I think
Yeah.
look, when I say things, wallahi, guys, I'm not doing it out of copium. You know me. This guy does things out of copium. When he says shit like Saka loves him, and Odegaard nobody wanted at the time, right? Martinelli was an Emery project. It was Emery's choice when he got Martinelli. Same with
Saliba.
Saliba. Saliba
And
was
Saliba,
from
yeah,
Martinelli
Saliba as well, yeah.
from Emery's time. This guy says dumb shit. They follow him blindly, like he's the messiah. No, they don't. He's the manager of the club. By the way, they don't even call him Gaffer. They call him Mikel. That's what they call him.
You know the
They
two
call him Mikel.
signings. The two
Mikel told me
signings I
to play
will.
here. Mikel
But
told me
Ashraf-
to sit next to Raya and defend.
The two signings I will give credit for Arteta for is Raya and Zubimendi. Those two, because with them two, he did the whole family thing. You know what I'm saying? I talked about this yesterday at my channel as well. But you know what he did with Raya? He met his grandfather, gave him a shirt, gave him a hug. He met his father, he met his mother, gave them a hug. He did the whole family thing. You know what I'm saying? And Zubimendi is where he's from in Spain. You know what I'm saying? They have that connection. So what does he do? He uses that to create a whole family atmosphere. And I said this yesterday as well. Hussam, when he went on his Zubimendi rant, he said, "Oh, Zubimendi, you are an emotional wreck. You're an emotional fuck," he said. You know what I'm saying? I know he said that when he was angry, but to a certain extent, he is correct. Zubimendi is a pretty emotional guy, and I can see him going to a place where he feels at home. And I can agree with the point that Arteta can give him that feeling of home. You know what I'm saying? Because of the fact that you know
But
what
you're
I'm saying.
saying that has
But-
no correlation to
Sad,
Isak.
That has nothing to do with Isak, because Isak is literally a Swedish guy, and he talks like a roadman. He has
But
nothing to do with
no,
Arteta.
but he played for Real Sociedad. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, but that
Played in
doesn't
Spain.
matter though. That doesn't matter. Okay,
there's
so
a bit of a-
so
add in today's
Guys,
stream.
breaking news, guys. Breaking news. We're getting Ousmane Dembele and Kvaratskhelia because Arteta played for PSG, so he's able to get players from his former
Oh my
clubs.
god!
What a
I actually,
dumbass comment.
I can't lie. I actually put those breaking news, bro. Can you not say that?
Because
with
you're
such
an emotional
conviction?
dumbass. That's why.
Can you not say that with so much conviction? You fraud. This guy, I don't know what's up with this Ash guy today. Yeah, he got a new trim. Yeah, and all of a sudden he thinks he's Don Dada.
I think he's
You know what I mean, bro?
I think
Like,
I-
chill out, bro. Your edges are looking stinky, bro.
Exactly.
So shut
They're
up,
looking
man.
thin. They're looking
At least
Brother,
come up
brother,
with own
close-
material.
Close
Don't
the
rip
window.
things off.
Close the window.
Don't
Close
rip
the
things off
window.
walls.
Close the window
dare
in
you.
your wardrobe. Close the window in your
Huh?
wardrobe,
Huh?
mate.
it's not a window.
I
It's
dare you.
marble.
Okay, guys,
I
I have
dare you
I
to
have
make
I
an
have
admit
I have
to
I have a
what
genuine
he's
hold on.
No
I
window,
have
it's
I have-
marble.
It's
One
mar-
last
it is
comment and then
marble.
you can-
no, I have a genuine question, so we can stay in topic, so we can wrap up.
He's
this,
rich, bro.
so
Of course he has marble.
Mark
I was
Guehi.
gonna say,
guys,
I dare start to come with one original joke. That Souls
no
didn't
problem.
come make up.
Leave the jokes. Leave the jokes aside.
Ashraf, don't worry.
Your
I have
nose
your
looks
back.
like a
I know
chair,
it's marble,
mate.
bro. I know it's marble. Don't worry, bro. I got your back.
Yeah,
Hold on,
guys
guys.
are moving like, bro.
Got your
This
back, bro.
guy's
Guys-
got marble floors.
Ash, I have a question for you. Do you
Okay,
think
everything is
Mark
possible.
Guehi would replace Van Dijk in a couple of years, or is not that
No,
good?
No, it's not a
no
replacement.
chance.
It's a horrific replacement.
He's a good centre back, but he's not. Honestly, I don't even think.
Yeah.
I don't even think he's top 5 centre backs in the league, let alone like
Because
Like,
Yeah.
oh, some Van Dijk
So
replacement.
it's a bit,
You,
it's a
you,
bit
you know,
overrated.
you know what it is, Sammy? You know what it is,
Sammy?
Sammy? And we've seen a lot of good centre backs here in the Netherlands. You know what I'm saying? And even the Netherlands legends are saying that Van Dijk is literally the best defender that they've ever seen play for this country. You know what I'm saying?
He
If
is,
not,
man.
if not top three. You know what
I
I'm saying?
agree with you
Funny
100%.
who's
Yeah,
He's
and-
better than
and-
any of
and-
their defenders. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, maybe you can say, oh, Jaap Stam is better defensively, but in the other parts, Van Dijk is better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and not only that, in my opinion, Side needs to go back to the drawing board and really
Don't do a
understand
banter thing, Souls. We brought it back. We brought it back.
Yeah.
There's no
So,
banter.
what I'm trying to say is,
your
Guehi is a
hairline
good player.
reaching the top of your headphones. That's
Yeah.
a big.
You know what?
problem.
If we
That's
guys,
a
you don't
big-
mind if you don't mind if we lose him, yeah, fellas. If we lose him,
Okay.
it's fine. Let him go.
But I think it's a good signing for
Guehi is a
Liverpool.
good player.
Oh no, we lost souls. Connection went.
But I think
Oh,
you know,
Okay, but
for,
let me answer your question, Sammy. Guehi
yeah,
is a
go
good
ahead,
player, but he is already in his prime. It's not like he's young and still developing. You know what I'm saying? At this moment in time, I don't feel like Guehi will ever pass Van Dijk when it comes to his abilities or when it comes to being a world class player like Van Dijk. I don't think Guehi will ever reach that point in his career. Never.
I agree with you. It's
Very
far fetched
hard,
far fetched to
What
say it,
centre-back
but I mean,
can?
at least he's
At this
24
moment in
years
time.
old, so I don't think he hits his prime. I don't agree with the stance that he hit his prime.
Oh, is he
Mark
24?
Guehi
I
is-
thought it was 26. But
he's 24, so I think he has a couple of years ahead of him to actually develop under Van Dijk, maybe the next 2 years. Also, don't forget that Ibrahim Konate might leave Liverpool to Real Madrid on a free next year if they don't renew his contract. So I think it's a good signing for Liverpool overall. And also they lost Konza, so that opens a space
I mean, bro,
for the
Kwanzaa is a
defense.
scrub. Kwanzaa is a scrub.
He is,
Let's
he
not
is,
act like
he
he's
is,
good,
he is. But Mark,
I'll be
is
real.
better than that.
But the thing is, yeah, this whole conversation that we have right now, yeah, is one of the main reasons why we have to quit. Like, what are Liverpool gonna do? Their recruitment has to be perfect because losing Van Dijk, captain, a leader in that team. Do you know what I mean? It's a big part of the team, as well as losing Salah, who's a big part of the attack. So when me and Ash are trying to fight that point or that side of it, it does make sense because now that I think of it, when Van Dijk leaves, who can actually come in and replace him with that kind of same leadership or that kind of same level
They
I
need
mean,
potential.
in the world right now?
It
Can
will
you guys
definitely be
have
hard.
any names?
No,
It will
there's no
definitely
name.
be hard, but I personally do rate Slot, and I feel like if they bring, you know what I'm saying, even not as good players as Van Dijk, worse players, you know what I'm saying, like Guehi, I still believe Slot can do a lot of good things with this team. Because maybe you guys don't rate him that much still, but I actually rate him that much. So
And guys, there's been enough evidence to show when you lose a big legend, you can replace them, even if it takes time. Your clubs don't just die like that. Like, you can eventually replace them as long as you have. Look, I don't know if I'll bow down to T when it comes to knowledge on Dutch players and stuff. So if he's saying and Dutch managers, if he's saying Slot is that good, okay, fair enough. Because when United lost Ronaldo, it made sense because they had Fergie, so they still managed to win and stuff. And Fergie was the main reason why they were winning. If Slot is a good enough manager that he can, like even with City, when City lose Aguero, they lose Silva, or they lost Company, it didn't really impact. It impacted them, but not that big because Pep Guardiola can make up for that because he is the main asset of the club. So if Slot is as good as T says, then he will find a solution.
Yeah,
I mean, he did with AZ. He did with AZ when they didn't win a trophy in how many decades? He won the second league for Feyenoord in the 2000s. You know what I'm saying? Which is a big deal. You know what I'm saying? So he already shown this in lower leagues, and now he went to Liverpool, won the league straight away. So I feel like there's no more proving for him. He already is an amazing manager, and he already showed enough, bro. For me, to me personally,
he's already won a league.
And the Liverpool fans know, the mods like SR and FK, they know. I want this guy as soon as possible at the Netherlands. You know what I'm saying? Because I need him to win us a World Cup. You know what I'm saying?
Wait. I need to ask this.
Now you're trying to go into competition. There you are.
I'm gonna no. I'm gonna ask one question and then, guys, one quick question. Yeah. One question we can wrap up. This is a utopian question because it's never gonna happen, in my opinion. I hope it does. If Arteta wins the league this coming season, which he probably won't, who would be a better manager than him or Slot? Assuming Slot wins nothing.
Slot still.
No, Arteta.
Really?
Obviously Arteta. Obviously
Oh,
Arteta.
it would be
if
Arteta for me.
It would be Arteta.
Wait,
And
okay.
not only would it
Did
be
you say
Arteta,
Champions?
all
Did you
of
say
would
Champions
have
League or
to
League?
take
Did you
into
say Champions
account,
League or
we
League?
never talk about Arsenal again online.
No. I said league.
Okay,
Let's
you said
assume
league.
Slot
Okay.
wins nothing. Let's assume Slot wins nothing and Arteta wins the league.
Okay, so let me quantify this. Yeah,
Yeah.
you have both managers both on one league. Yeah,
But he has
Okay.
a FA Cup.
yeah. Okay.
No, and
Arteta has
FA Cup.
FA
And
Cup.
FA Cup.
Arteta,
And
okay,
FA Cup.
Arteta.
Mhm.
Okay, but bro, I'm coming there. Chill. Okay, I'm coming there.
Guys, yeah.
They both have one leagues. Okay. Arteta will have the FA Cup, sure. You know what I'm saying? And 2 community shields if you want to count that. You know what I'm saying? Slot
that.
Slot has the Dutch league with a team that nobody expected him to win with, and he also has the Dutch Cup.
Yeah.
And he also has the Dutch Cup with AZ, which is a pretty small club. You know what I'm saying? They're like a 5th place type team. You know what I'm saying? So they are not expected to win trophies like that here in the Netherlands. He already proven that he can do that. Yeah. Arteta, if he wins the league this season, how many years would that have been? 6.5 years. Slot
But took
came
over
in
a
his
much
first
worse
year. Slot came in his first year and won the league. You know what I'm
With a
saying?
better team.
Okay, with a better team. Okay, even if we don't count the first 2 years, Arteta would still be here for 3.5 years or 4.5 years. So you know what I'm saying?
Slot didn't
That's
face,
still a
Slot didn't
fact.
face Man City when they were at their best. But anyway, carry on.
No, I look, guys. I'm gonna say this.
What I'm trying to
hear
say
his
is
point.
Arteta has been here longer than Slot, and if Arteta ties his league tally after 6.5 years, that doesn't mean that Arteta is a better manager than
I
Slot.
think can I explain my logic? I think
Yeah,
it's
explain
Slot.
and let's wrap it up. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Slot. The reasoning for why I think it's Slot is because Slot is better tactically. Being able to can you land and let me explain? I also think his management of games is very, very good, better than Arteta's. Yeah, and his ability to make substitutions very quickly, all of that good stuff. I also think that what he's done in the game so far, including this Premier League and the other trophies, also make him a better manager because he's won major honors and been able to get over the line and win those major honors with with multiple different teams. And on top of that, I think that the teams that he's managing has a very, very good chance of winning again. So I think for me, he is the overall better manager.
And I think Arteta's
If Arteta wins the league, then that's brilliant. That's brilliant. I'll be so happy, but I still won't think he's a better manager than Slot because Slot has shown me that even his ability to rotate players and take them out of certain games, the play style in which how he has Salah, but that's one thing that I rate a lot is how he has Salah like not even tracking back.
But what about the cups?
Chill by the halfway line for a bit.
I'm gonna respond to him because he's
The cup.
guys.
Can be a thing.
Ashraf, let me land.
Guys,
Ashraf, let me land.
I will.
Let me
I'm gonna let you talk. I'm
No,
saying
let me land and you can
let's
speak.
start finish. I'm not gonna speak on the
I'm
topic.
done.
Relax.
I'm done.
Okay, so you're gonna go, and then Sami, and then I'm gonna end it, and then we'll move on.
Okay.
Yalla, give your
I
points.
think that's absolute waffle and a load of crap what you just said right there. So in my opinion, Arteta is already now a better manager than Slot, and Slot.
What?
Why?
Guys, don't let him.
Slot winning a league for Liverpool under very different circumstances to the league Arteta had to win in the last 2 seasons against a very, very, very good Man City team, treble-winning Man City team, was very different to the Slot today. If Slot came in the season before last season, they would have lost the league. City would have still won the league, and he would have lost 2 leagues in a row to a very good Man City team. If Arteta wins the Premier League next season, it's undoubtedly he's better than Slot. 1, he's got more trophies than him. 2, he's a better coach than Jurgen said.
In England.
Correct.
He's a better coach.
No, in England. He means in England. Yeah.
Yeah, in England. He's a better coach than Slot. He tactically sets out and tactically outperforms world-class managers a lot better than Slot. I've seen enough evidence of it. Also, the argument of he's been there longer than Slot, Arteta took over a much worse team in a much worse position with a much bigger rebuild. Slot took over.
I corrected that, and I said even if you don't count the first 2 years of Arteta, ever since 2022, yeah, even if you count that period, Slot would have still done it in a shorter time frame than Arteta.
No, he wouldn't have.
It's still a fact.
It was a better Man City team. There's no evidence that it was a better Man City team.
Souls, have you landed?
And not only was it a better Man City team, Arteta has consistently shown as a tactician and as a coach that he's one of the best coaches and tacticians in the league. I'm not hearing Saad's point about making substitutions earlier.
By the way, just to confirm as well, didn't you say that he took over a team that never won as a Luckman?
Yeah, Feyenoord are not the top two.
Feyenoord won 2 league titles in the 2000s, and he was one of the two.
Yeah, amazing. And Solskjaer did madness with the team he used to manage.
So basically, that's the same equivalent as Assad. That's the same equivalent as a manager coming to Arsenal right now and then winning us
and rebuilding it and winning
with much more pressure. No,
so wow.
Not rebuilding, winning.
So he has won it and been able to work with even.
Solskjaer's won it. Solskjaer's won it. No.
Guys. Souls, have you landed? Have you landed, Souls?
Okay.
Land fast.
Solskjaer's won leagues.
We didn't take time.
Come on. Solskjaer's won titles in shit leagues. I'm telling you right now, the Premier League is the hardest domestic league in the world for a reason. Don't ever compare the Premier League to the Turkish.
But you don't understand this. But what you don't understand is he won it with Feyenoord against PSV and Ajax.
That's fine.
Which are two juggernauts in the Eredivisie. It's not normal to win a league with Feyenoord, who won it only once in the 2000s before he joined them, bro.
Yeah, and TK,
what are we doing here, bro?
And TK, it's also not normal for a manager to have zero managerial experience coming from Man City as a backup assistant manager. And,
you know what's also not normal? Going 5.5 years with no trophy at a big club. That's not normal.
Guys, let him land.
I actually thought when he said, you know what else is not normal, TK? I thought he was gonna cuss TK out.
No, I'm not.
He actually said
what's also not normal is
go ahead, Souls, fast.
What's also not normal is a manager taking over a team with no managerial experience in the dumps, right? Finishing 8th with an aging squad.
We didn't have to, though. We didn't have to, but we did.
A shit defense.
Okay,
that's our choice.
Let me
we
land.
Weren't forced to do this.
And he literally transformed the entire squad and turned us into a title champion.
Yeah, and he didn't win jack shit. He transformed us from winning to not winning nothing. Yes, you're right.
Arteta first joined.
TT, let him finish. Just talk Sami and I can finish.
When Arteta first came to Arsenal, the majority of Arsenal fans were saying, "When can we get back in the top 4?" Arteta's taken us so far now that fans like TK and Ashraf want the league now.
Souls, wrap it up.
So Arteta's taken us.
Don't talk about me and T.
Change. Also, Slot took over a Liverpool team that finished 3rd the year before, challenged for a title until about January, has proven world-class winning.
March.
March. Is not comparable to the project Arteta had. Arteta the best
Sami
than Slot. That's it.
Yeah, of course not comparable because one did it the first year and the other did it in 6.5 years, and he still didn't do it. Okay, he had Aubameyang carry him for an FA Cup, and he didn't win jack shit when he built his own team afterwards. Okay, what did Arteta win after he made this team? Nothing. So go ahead. You're just chatting shit, bro. Wallahi, you just said chatting shit.
It's factual.
Wallahi, you're chatting shit.
Guys. Let me and Sami, please, guys. Let me and Sami have our say. Let me and Sami have our say so we can leave. Go ahead, Sami.
Yeah, I agree with the stance of T that Slots is better than Arteta. He showed it in the season. Listen, shut up. Keep it. Shut up. You talked, we didn't talk. So shut up. Shut up for a second. Shut up, guys.
Go ahead,
and listen, look, the big boys are talking.
I mean, just remember the question. Yeah, I'm saying if Arteta.
If Arteta wins next season. If Arteta wins next season, right? Yes. Okay, no problem.
And Slot wins nothing next season, obviously.
And Slot wins nothing, no problem. For me, still, you cannot undermine that achievement that he won in the first season. That's a big thing to do in a first season, regardless of the team you are in. If you're City, if you're Liverpool, if you're Arsenal, if you're Chelsea, if you're United, that's a big thing to do for a first season. In addition, to do it like T said, with a team that is not known to win in their league, Feyenoord, and to win against Ajax and PSV, that's an accomplishment that needs to be addressed. So in both both those trophies, I think that outweighs what Arteta did. If he wins, of course, assuming that he wins the league and he won the FA Cup. So I think those two domestic leagues are much more a bigger accomplishment for Slot. So big up to him. That's why I think that Slot's achievement is much more impressive than Arteta, who took 6 years to build up his team, and
still didn't win shit.
we're assuming that he wins next year. So
we are assuming that he wins in this.
So it took him too long to win for me, Arteta. If he did it in the third year or fourth year, I would give Arteta.
And by the way, nobody forced us to do this. We chose ourselves to bring in a novice that didn't know how to coach. Okay, that's our fault. That's our fault.
So my point on this. Wait, Sami, did you land? Sorry, did you finish?
Yeah. Go ahead. Ash.
Yeah. Okay, so my currently, if before I answer my own question, currently Slot is a better manager in my opinion, because he has. I'm not just saying, manager who wins is obviously better. You have to also look at the context of things. What he's done at Feyenoord, taking a team that's not favorite, not even second favorite, and obviously coming to a Liverpool team that over the last 2 seasons has been weaker than us. We've been better than Liverpool the last 2 seasons. We've had a better team, a better squad overall, and they come this season and they obviously won the league. So it is massively impressive. Now, if Arteta does win the league, and by the way, I want to debunk some things before I give my point. I think it's absolute. We have to start taking away some of this, stop doing some of this revisionism crap. Like Liverpool fans saying, you guys didn't rate our squad last year. Forget the banter. Forget if we rated or not. Was your team good enough to challenge? The answer is yes. And you did challenge. You were in the league race. You were in the title race until April, and then you bottled it. So you were a very good team. Don't make it seem like you were a crap team and he came and took a crap team, right? The same with Arteta. We shouldn't start doing revisionism and giving him praise for things he doesn't deserve, but also criticizing him for things he doesn't deserve criticism for. For example, to say shit like, Aubameyang won him the FA Cup, that's absolute BS. Because by that logic, Slot didn't win the Premier League last season. Salah won him the Premier League. If we have to do that, you have to keep the same energy. The reality
there's levels to this. There's levels to this. One guy wins domestic, other guy wins leagues. That's the difference between.
No, my point is, TT. Now you're doing it just for agenda. My point is, keep the same energy. If one guy won someone the FA Cup, Salah won Slot the league. That's not true, by the way. I think Slot won Liverpool the league along with the other players, and I think Arteta won us the FA Cup along with the other players. Because Aubameyang wasn't scoring goals where he was dribbling 6-7 players. He was finishing chances that our team was setting up beautifully. The winning goal against Chelsea in the final was set up by Beren winning the ball, going to Pepe, playing it to Aubameyang finishing it, and we changed our defense and everything. If Arteta wins the league next season, by the way, if you ask me for my opinion, I don't think he wins the league. I don't even think he finishes second, and that's why I want him out now. But in this utopian world where Arteta wins the league next season and Slot wins nothing, this conversation about who's the better manager changes every season based on what we do. If I asked T and Sami a year ago, name me the top 3 managers in the world, they would have named Inzaghi. Now I guarantee they don't dare put him in the top 5 or top 6.
I still do.
Oh my god, that's okay. That's a different.
Look what Al Hilal
did. One final doesn't change that. One final doesn't change that.
Stop it, Al Hilal. No, it's not the final. It's the fact. Wait. No, wait. It's not the Al Hilal. It's not the final. It's the fact that he bottled all 3 trophies in less than a month, and in a humiliating manner that too. Anyways, if Arteta wins the league next season,
at least he had a chance.
The reason why I would slightly edge him over Slot. By the way, we had a chance as well. We were in the semi-final.
No, we didn't. We didn't have any chance.
The reason why I would slightly edge him over Slot then, assuming Slot wins nothing, which I don't think he will. I think he will win something this coming season, is because, yes, it took him long, but if I look at the fact that he took us from the dumps, and if he wins the league next season, he would have done something I never thought he would ever do. Because I don't think he can ever win a major.
And by the way, Insomniac saying if this Dutch guy want to speak about Slot, he better go watch Liverpool. Why don't you teach yourself what the history is of Arsenal? You know what I'm saying? Actually, this guy is trying to tell me that I cannot support my club because I criticize it. Well, this guy.
Oh, that's mad. Yeah.
I don't know how old you are, but I've actually seen us win leagues, and I know what it takes to win leagues. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just that simple. When I see a better manager, I call it out. It's just that simple. I'm not going to praise everything that this club does. That's why I don't want Sesko. Yeah, that's why I never wanted Havertz. That's why I didn't want to extend Arteta's contract. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what it is to win at this club. You don't, okay? You are just an emotional wreck, and I'm not. I'm just here sitting here being objective. That's the difference between
No,
you.
I
and me,
agree. I know, I
okay?
agree. But I mean, Ashraf said that if Arteta wins next year, he's a better manager than Slot. So
I think if Arteta, I'm just gonna end on this. I think if Arteta does win the league this coming season, which I don't think he will do, I think he would then slightly edge it over Slot for me, because I think to win the league you have to have tactical masterclass, which I don't know if Arteta does, but he would have proven that he does have it. He showed up against the big teams. He's built a team that was absolute garbage and ended up winning something, which we all think he's not going to do.
Can I say one thing? Insomniac, you do care because you're here in the chat chatting shit.
I didn't finish
If you didn't care, why are you here? If you didn't care, why are you here? Go watch another stream, brother. You know what I'm saying? You are here listening to me. I am not here listening to you, brother. Okay? So if you want to go, listen to someone. Go to AFTV and glaze Robbie. That's what you need to do. Because this is not the channel for you if you don't want to hear objective comments, bro. You know what I'm saying? Well, this guy, bro.
The last thing I'll say is, if you ask me for my prediction, I think Slot will continue being a better manager than Arteta, because I think he's going to win more in his career.
Yeah, and what about but what over the next 5 years?
Yeah, because I don't think Arteta will be at Arsenal for that long. I think we'll get another manager.
I mean, even if he leaves Arsenal, you're judging it off only Premier League or their careers?
Overall, their careers. I don't think Arteta wins more than Slot overall in their career. Wait, Boston.
Listen,
you know Boston. Sorry, no. I have to end.
I can't lie.
You know when the highlights. You know when the highlights come of Madrid, yeah, in YouTube. You know sometimes they bring the Declan Rice free kick. You guys know what I do? You guys know what I do?
ITK.
No, genuinely. So once again, do you guys know what I do when I see the highlights of the Arsenal Madrid game? Wallahi, on my life, I skip it. Because it just reminds me that we slapped up a team and got knocked out the next round. Why are you bragging about us beating Madrid when we didn't do shit? We got knocked out to the next team. I know PSG were the champions.
I don't know whether Ash, I don't know whether Boston is being sarcastic. Boston, are you being sarcastic or are you being
He's
serious?
not, because I see him in all comments saying dumb shit. Like he's a staunch Arteta proponent, no matter what Arteta does. There's no there's no. You see, I defend Arteta where he deserves to be defended, but I criticize him and I want him out. I can balance things. Some of you guys can't balance. You're always at one extreme or the other.
Stop. Insomniac and DK's rivalry is crazy. Insomniac said I could open 1,000 tabs.
Okay, hey, Souls, shut the fuck up. You're literally gassing up a random chatter in this chat. Shut the fuck up and sit down and talk to Ashraf. Okay, just shut the fuck up, Souls. Wallah.
Guys.
Literally,
Okay,
just shut the fuck up. You're literally a child, and I'm gonna ban this guy. Chalas.
Let's
Chalas. Enjoy the fucking Shadow Realm, bitch. And by the way, yes, I do have a bigger pussy. It's your mom visiting me every night, bitch.
Boston. Yo, guys. T, stop. Boston. Wait. Boston. I've praised Arteta for how he manages big games. In fact, I've said he can beat any team in the world. What I don't think he can do is get us over the line by continuously beating teams. Like next season, if you tell me, can he beat Barcelona? He can. Can he beat City home and away? He can. Can he beat Liverpool? He can. I will not even be shocked if he beat Liverpool and Anfield. But can he win the league or a Champions League? I don't think he can. That's the difference.
You know what?
You see, I can praise him, but also say thing. Guys, no idea. Let's not go.
I need to wrap up. Yeah,
Insomniac Colors, guys.
No, he's already gone. He's never returning to this channel ever again.
I need to wrap up.
No, he has another.
Yeah, I already banned out that one as well, bro. You really think my trigger finger is slow? Well, bro, this random NPC coming here actually telling me what to think and what to say. Well, I support my club how I want to support my club, you little bitch. Okay,
guys,
fuck you.
This is why never again are we doing a 2 hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, because then it starts to go left. When the thing goes left,
it's 2 a.m.
longest episode.
But listen, we need to wrap up. So,
channel, he gives no one advice.
Yeah, listen. I want to say big up to JJ Ash for the super chat, and I want to say big up to Aaron as well for the super chat.
Wait in the background. We need to talk behind the thing.
yeah, I want to say big up to JJ Ash and Aaron for the super chats. Big up to everybody who has liked the video, who has subscribed to the channel if you haven't already. Listen, we're out of here, people. Peace.